Serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put your faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on Congo.
American honor don't lack no soldiers. For the spirit of the Lord, we don't lack no soldiers. You understand me?
The saint, black, Hispanic, native, they hate y'all as the same. Hate Christ and they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say you hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell, toilet connected to the saint. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the U.P.K, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. U.P.K the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under YAHANNA, ain't me murdered by them and got a hug from YAHANNA. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí.
Lord Commander General YAHANNA I.S.U.P.K.
This is what Commander General YAHANNA. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. I had to dig.
That's right.
You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
He parted the Red Sea and the entire nation of Israel walked out of the slavery of slavery.
The I.S.U.P.K presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel
And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General YAHANNA presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General YAHANNA. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
They need food, housing, clothing. They need counseling. They need understanding of what's happened to them. They need an identity. They need to know the truth about the Lord. They need to be woke up to who the devil is. That's the white man. That's what the hell they need. And you add that to black people, Latinos, and Native Indians, brother, then you're going to be able to do something. The whole reason I'm even here saying these things to you, because these things are supposed to show you and give you hope. It's supposed to make you say to yourself, you know what, we got a kingdom coming. You know what, the Lord's judgment is coming. You know what, let's change our life.
I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA presents the official itinerary for the 57th annual Lord's Passover. Kickoff. Wednesday, April 1st, the lamb slaughter from 11 a.m. Followed by fun and games, basketball, 3-point shootout. Can you hit the target in the archery competition? Then let's gather together ourselves and eat some lamb. Later that night, the dopest podcasts, the Round Table of Truth, Cross the Line Radio, and Let a Hebrew Speak. All going down from 8 p.m. Thursday, April 2nd, the annual Kiddies Party. It's all going down at Slick City Action Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Followed by Scripture Breakdown Class from 7 p.m. with 12 Shield General Mahayim. Friday, April 3rd from 8 p.m. the all-black party. You know how we get down. It's all going down at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. we will be hosting a brunch. Then the moment we've been waiting for all year from 5 p.m. sharp, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sunday, April 5th from 7 p.m. The Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread goes hand in hand, so don't miss it. Make your reservations, book your flights and hotels now. An entire week of activities for only $200. Go to ISUPK.com, pay your Passover fee now. Shalom. I.S.U.P.K. Trinidad and Tobago under Commanding General YAHANNA. We will be live on the streets. 91.9 FM.
From west to the depth till they bury me.
Every Thursday from 7 p.m. Hosted by Officer YAHANNA and Officer Maskoyak.
West to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA. Live every Thursday night from 7 p.m. on the streets. 91.9 FM.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
This is how you make it to the Lord's 57th annual Passover this year in Houston, Texas on the 4th of April.
Mind over matter, still trying to purge these. If a nigga at me, I know that all beam around me, niggas finna steam about me. Bitches try to scheme some memes out me. I ain't being loud, you keep it on the dolo. Don't look like my dolo, like a butler, get that dough, bro. Nigga try me, that's a no-no, not to palm me like a high five. Park my car and chill, I'm looking at the Philly skyline. Clearly I'm about mine, I feel like it's my time. Demons trying to distract me and knock me right off of my grind. But nigga, I am not crying about shit. If it happened, then it happened. I get past it, I don't trust. Now I'm laughing, I'm just adding to my wisdom. Damn, I'm lit. That's the way you handle it. You gotta be a man and shit. Niggas masking up and I can't slack a bitch. Nope.
The I.S.U.P.K. presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
And all the warriors be like,
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to I.S.U.P.K.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west. They're
Don't claim to be part of the quote-unquote Hebrew Israelite movement. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA, we stand alone.
Okay.
We are not. We put that disclaimer on all our videos. We're not affiliated with no other Israelite group or organization.
Okay.
Because we don't believe the same thing they believe. Now, as far as the approach and yelling at white people, we do believe that every response is measured.
Okay.
So now, when you see a video of somebody coming up and somebody's just how you came up respectful. Has anybody disrespected you at all?
No, and I'm glad I met you guys.
Every response is measured. You know, if somebody came up and was disrespectful, they're going to get a measured response.
Okay.
We're not a violent organization, but we believe in self-defense. That's our American right. I'm sure you understand that for sure.
Well, and the thing is, too, I thought, if I meet a group like I just described, I still wanted to go up to them and say, hey, guys, you know what? I looked into this. I know you guys are the real Israelites, but I think people are going to have a hard time listening to your message because of your approach. But
Man, that's crazy.
Hold on, let me make sure I got my shit right.
Oh man, it's not TV, man. We're doing it big out here once again, man. I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA, man.
You heard about the mission to Acuna. This is the mission to Kensington.
The mission to K&A. we out here in Kensington, Allegheny. You know, it's a notorious spot in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of drug addiction, a lot of homelessness, a lot of poverty in the city of Philadelphia. It's famous, across the world at this point. Y'all caught me eating some of this amazing food that these sisters done put together, man, under Commanding General YAHANNA. We got some amazing spirits in this food, man. raised up right. You know what I mean? To come out here to the hood, the gutter, and man, and we're gonna do this work wherever we go. You know what I mean?
Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Oh, wait. Jeremiah, you in there?
Shalom, Yabashim Shabakata.
Good to see you, Bob. Stand by for Commanding General YAHANNA. We're going to get it on tonight. Is Marah, you with us all as well?
Marah's not on, sir. I'm on, sir. Captain Mashaka, so you have some class, sir.
Captain Mashaka had. Getting it on out of D.C. Mashaka, I had a council this week with a brother, man, this brother kept raving about the father figure that you were to him out there in D.C., Mashak. Well done, Captain. Good job, man. He kept talking about how you raised him up out there in D.C. Remember that council, Mayak?
Cut in the one can. Yes, I do.
Captain Mashak. Well done, brother. We're here with Captain Mashak tonight. Listen, we're going to answer all your questions. I know you got them. I know your preacher can't answer them. I know that. I know your preacher has his mouth shut when you ask him about the deep questions of your life, because your preacher is selfish and disgusting, and he's there to take your money, not solve your problems. So you'll have to let the UPK solve your problems. And you're going to have to start giving us that money you give your preacher as well. You're going to have to stop giving him the cash you give him and start paying your tithes in the UPK. We're the only ones working for it. Prove me wrong. We're going to answer your questions tonight, solve all your problems, and of course, tell you about the stories of the day. Tell you about the things happening in front of you on your phone every day. We'll give you the truth about it and not the lies. We're here with General Mayat. Clap it up for him. We're here with Captain Mashak. We're here with Captain Mashak. We're going to get it on tonight. Stand by for Commanding General YAHANNA. All right, we ready to rock? Captain Mashak.
Come on, sir. I believe also General Hazayan and Officer Yedaya.
General Hazayan and who else?
Officer Yedaya.
General Hazayan and Officer Yedaya in the house. Are they right? Are they here?
Come on, sir.
Can you hear me, General?
I hear you now, Haz. I can't see you though.
Most of Christ, I have a problem with the whole camera and the background thing, so I got the avatar up.
Don't worry about that, Haz. Good to hear from you.
Same here, sir. Come on, sir.
Rolling. Officer Yedaya, you good to go?
Colonel Khan, sir. I'm good to go, sir.
It's good to hear from you as well. Let's get it on, Captain Mashak.
Colonel Khan, sir. I don't know which story you wanted to go with first. You have the Prince Andrew arrested in the UK over the Epstein stuff.
Let's go. Since we have you in here tonight, Captain Mashak, let's go over Prince Andrew. Can you give us any more? You know, Captain Mashak is in charge of the school in the UK, the United Kingdom. He works with Captain Karafia down there. Captain Mashak, I've been meaning to ask someone for firsthand knowledge about Prince Andrew. Can you tell us anything about Prince Andrew called Karafia? You can tell us. Let me know, Captain Mashak.
Oh, okay. So I remember from what I could definitely hit Karafia and see if he could jump on. But from what he was telling me, Andrew, of course, is that king's brother. Mm-hmm. And about just around 2021, 2022, it came out that Queen had to settle a rape case for him. Right, like he was with this broad. I'll pull up the broad names shortly, and she's alleged that he forced her, and the evidence was so much that they didn't want to go, take it all the way, and they settled out of court. This was like in 2021 or 2022. Come to find out, just about a year and a half later, the broad committed suicide over it. And the payout was like $12 million. Like, it was no small payout. And this was all over, him, the allegations with him and how he handled her. And this, damn near started to open up the Epstein stuff since, a few years before. Open it up some more.
What Captain Mashak is saying is so true. You'd be stunned to hear about all of the suicides that are happened in connection with the Epstein file. Let me explain something to you about the Epstein file that was so hard for me to understand. That there is such a vast conspiracy that is so big, so far-reaching, with tentacles into every branch of government, with every power, Eastern powers in Russia, in Saudi Arabia, and Iran, Western powers in the Great Britain, America, the White House. Everyone is involved in it. You know why? Because it's not a conspiracy about oil or about money or about land. It is so prevalent because it's a conspiracy about sexual deviance. And sexual deviance reaches into every position of power. More than wealth, more than money, more than land. Sexual deviants run the planet Earth. This is Prince Andrew, who is the brother to the King of England. He was giving the actual charge that Prince Andrew had, Mashak. He was not charged with being on the Epstein list or with child pornography. He was charged with giving secrets to foreign governments. That was the actual charge to Prince Andrew. If you can get Karathia in time, let me know. If not, I'll keep going. All right. That was his charge, because Jeffrey Epstein was not just simply paying children to have sex with world leaders. He would pay these children to have sex with world leaders, then use it to control every leader on the planet Earth. So after a while, Prince Andrew had sex with children, and Jeffrey Epstein would use this to blackmail him. And Prince Andrew gave the government secret of Great Britain to foreign countries because Jeffrey Epstein demanded it. And Jeffrey Epstein had him in a place that he couldn't get out of. Jeffrey Epstein did this with Donald Trump. Jeffrey Epstein did this with Bill Clinton. Jeffrey Epstein did this with Saudi princes, with sultans, with governments and tech, big tech executives, billionaires. So in capitalizing on the sexual deviance of men in power, Jeffrey Epstein was able to control every man in power. Doesn't that tell you what you actually have to control if you want real freedom? Jesus Christ said this: what profit hath a man to rule, to control? What's the word, Mike? I'm forgetting it. What profit hath a man to do what, Mashak?
Sick.
What profit to gain the world and lose his soul? To gain the world, I think so, and lose his soul.
That's what it says, Mashak. What profit hath a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Jeffrey Epstein is the perfect example of that. Drug addiction is the perfect example of that. These are men that literally rule the world. Maya.
If I can, I was going to just say, also that billionaire Leslie Wexner, the one who started Epstein getting rich. Epstein worked for him, and they found out Epstein was robbing him for millions. Him and his wife found out. And I wonder why they didn't take him to court, why they didn't try to get their money back, because that's how Epstein's fortune started, by robbing this devil. You know what I'm saying? And it perplexed me like, damn, you never heard of why didn't he take him to court? Why didn't he try? They say they just fired him and got rid of him. But he had something on them. You understand, behind him. He had videos of them fondling these little baby girls. You understand? I yield.
What Jordan Mayak is saying is just the truth. Don't you see? If you have aspirations of ruling the world, of ruling your neighborhood, of ruling over your community, your sexual deviance is going to make you a slave to someone else. I don't care what your aspirations are. And that's something that you don't care about. You care about how you speak. You care about wearing a suit and a tie. You care about making the right connections, like you fraternity people out there. I had some excellent videos with some very gay man talking about the fraternities he was in. And I see you men up there in those fraternities. You join those black fraternities thinking, I'm going to make the right connections. I'm going to network. Yeah. Well, Jeffrey Epstein will be waiting there for you to network with. You're going to work for Jeffrey Epstein. You're not going to work for your family. You're not going to work for your community. You're going to work for the man that has the video of you in the commission of your lust. What profit has the man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? It's no different than a drug addict. It's no different than anyone with a lust that supersedes logic, that supersedes righteousness. If you want to rule the world, you better first fix your lust, because now here we are, Mashak, Black and Latino men committed to being the next rulers of the world. Isn't that why we're here, Mashak? That's why we're here. Isn't that what Umar Johnson wants? Isn't that what what is that group called with Tariq Nasheed? FBLA?
The FBA.
FBA, the FBA, Foundational Black Americans. Then you have the African Coalition with Umar Johnson. Then you have the Nation of Islam with Louis Farrakhan. Then you have the Black Congressional Caucus. You have so many blacks and Latinos that see the corruption of white people, and we say, you know what? We're going to rule the world. We're going to step up and do a better job than white people. Not if you're a pedophile too. Not if you're homosexual. Not if you're a rapist. Not if you're a sexual deviant. You'll do no better than white people did. Don't you see? If you want to rule the world, you're going to have to conquer the enemy in here. You're going to have to conquer the demon that will make you a slave to Jeffrey Epstein, that will make you a slave to the people that can push record when you're in the commission of your lust. That's what happened with that Sakari. That Sakari wanted to be the chief head priest of all Sakarism. And what happened? He had a wife that could simply show you a text message. That's it. That's all. That's all. All of his aspirations of being the Sakarilistic leader of all Sakarism, it ended because somebody had a text message. That's it. And it'll happen on a small scale like that. It'll happen on a large scale with Jesse Jackson or the taping of Martin Luther King. Do you know how far this goes back? Do you think this is strange? J. Edgar Hoover wiretapped Martin Luther King's hotel right in the city that Captain Mashak is in the Watergate Hotel. He put a wiretap in his hotel room on the night when Martin Luther King came to do the March on Washington. I have a dream. After he left that speech, he went to his hotel room. It was tapped by the FBI. And on that wiretap, he had recordings of Martin Luther King having an orgy with white women and men, all of them having sex. Martin Luther King screaming to the white women with pleasure and an orgy of sex with white prostitutes. J. Edgar Hoover sent Martin Luther King a copy of the tape. Anyone can look this up now because the records are out there. He sent him a copy of the tape with a letter. And J. Edgar Hoover said, if you don't stop supporting the Russians and supporting the communist movement, I'm going to release this tape. That next day, Martin Luther King went out and did a speech and said, "We're going to make it to the mountaintop. I might not make it there with you. I might not make it there with you, but we're going to make it as a people." So many of you thought that Martin Luther King was prophesying his death. He was prophesying him leaving the civil rights movement because he did not want J. Edgar Hoover to release that tape. Do you see how old this is? White men have always looked for preachers and politicians who can be compromised morally. Because if you can, then you will work for him no matter who you intend to work for. Captain Mashak, I pray you understand. I pray everybody gets it. We don't have Karafi out, correct?
Oh God. Last, I wasn't able to get him, sir.
Don't sweat. You want to read this or say this? What does it say?
This is a caption of what you just quoted.
Yeah.
It said, I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Mashak, when I was a kid, everyone said Martin Luther King saw he was a prophet. He saw he was going to die. Well, now we have the tapes. Now the footage is released. That's not why he said this. He was going to resign from that movement because J. Edgar Hoover was blackmailing him. He was being blackmailed by J. Edgar Hoover the same way Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and Prince Andrew were being blackmailed by Jeffrey Epstein. He was being blackmailed. So he was going to leave and pass it over to who, Mashak? Mashak, who was going to take the movement from there, Mashak?
The next preacher, Jesse Jackson.
Oh, hallelujah.
Paul Sharpton, the next one.
Oh, hallelujah. You know, he was going to pass it over to Jesse Jackson, who smeared Martin Luther King's blood on his shirt.
God.
Martin told me to take it from here. Martin told me that he wanted me to be in charge. Let me tell you, so-called black wannabe black leaders something. Umar Johnson, FBA, Tariq Nasheed. Give me some more. Louis Farrakhan. Any black congressman, any black preacher. Who's that real gay one that boycotted Target? What's his name?
Oh man,
I forget his name.
He got chased out of Baltimore or something, right?
Chased out of Baltimore. He boycotted Target. He's about as homosexual as a candy cane, and now he's trying to be a black leader. I'm going to give you
Jamal Bryant, sir.
Say again.
Jamal Bryant.
Jamal Bryant, Haas, the water. I want to give you some advice that you're not going to take, but hell, I do that all day anyway. I give people advice that they're never going to listen to, so I'll do it now. If you don't worry more about what you do off of camera, it's not going to matter what you do on camera. If you don't care what you do in your bedroom, then it won't matter what you do in the boardroom. It won't matter what you do in the office. It won't matter what you do in front of people if you don't care about what you do alone. And now that I wasted my time, I'll move on to something else. Is there anything else?
Okay.
Colonel Khan, sir. Colonel Khan.
Mm-hmm.
It says she looks dead already. Black woman's mugshot goes viral, drawing comparisons to Sandra Bland, who many speculated that she was dead when she was photographed.
Let me see that. Yediah, if you haven't. I don't know about this story. Break this story down for me, Yediah, please, if you don't mind.
Colonel Khan, sir, there was a sister that was unalived in the same fashion as Sandra Bland. And they're saying that when her mugshot was taken, as you can see, like somebody's holding her face up. They're saying that she was already dead when the mugshot came up.
Oh, Alawapanya Barak.
How y'all
making out?
Kind of one concern.
Please continue.
I'm sorry, Thuwada. Go ahead, Mashak. So I'm sorry, Yediah. So this is a sister that was unalived by the police. Is that what they're saying, Yediah?
Colonel Khan, sir, she was unalived, and then they held her head up to make it seem like she was alive when they took her mugshot.
Yeah. And go ahead, Mashak. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Yediah.
Con, sir. That's the image, sir.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I never heard of this story, but I'm not surprised. Let me tell you something. This has happened so many times throughout the history of our oppression, and white people love to do this. So this sister right here that they're holding her face, she's dead. Is that what you're saying?
Con. That's what they saying, sir. So
let me tell you, if you want to research something, go look up the Navy SEALs that cut the heads off of people in Iraq and took pictures with the severed head, took pictures with dead bodies. If you think that this is hyperbole, if you think that this is far-fetched, you don't know the history of white people. White people take trophies when they hurt people. They take trophies. And this happened. There was a Navy SEAL that got arrested because he chopped the head off of someone in Iraq and took a picture with it and had the thumbs up and took a picture with it. This is how bad it was. Other Navy SEALs saw it and said, "Oh, you're sick." And they turned him in. Other Navy SEALs. Do you know Donald Trump heard about it and pardoned him? Donald Trump pardoned him because Donald Trump wants to promote and encourage treating humans like they're animals to be taken as trophies. So if you think that this couldn't have happened, you just have not studied, because this absolutely happens. This is what happens. And they're saying, now I understand now, Yediah. You're saying that they believe that Sandra Bland's picture is also a dead body. This picture right here, is that correct?
Con.
Yeah, man, listen. It could, damn sure could be. The white man is not above it. He enjoys it. He became a cop to do it. He enjoys it. It pleasures him, and he feels like such a conqueror. He feels like Alexander when he does it.
Yeah, now, he brags.
Go ahead, Maya.
After it happens, they brag and laugh about it. They laugh and brag about it and play with the pictures and send pictures to each other. Like I think you brought out last week or the week before, General. They go to bars and have drinks and you know the cat who did the worst. They cheering him. Everybody, his drinks are free for him all night. You understand? Like they celebrate it. I yield.
So yeah, I was just gonna say that's so true. You know what I mean? How they go about it. Tons of special forces cats came back saying how, you know, they hire, you know, the best of their killers over there were doing all kinds of stuff. They were prostituting women in them areas, Iraq and Afghanistan. They were selling drugs. They were shipping stuff overseas. They was transporting guns into the United States and even into other countries. I mean, tons of them were setting themselves up as brokers for everything, child trafficking, you know what I mean, the raping and the homosexuality and the child molestation. They said it ran rapid, you know what I mean? And it does. And that's why I said before, every sister with all that's going on right now and the way they get ready to cross borders and start a war and have other enemies come into this country, you should train your wives and daughters as much as you train your sons. Because this place is now, you know, this is a desperate man. He's trying to regain the power of the United States and get it back as one. And so, of course, he believes, like all ignorant nations believe, that the most cruelest wins. When the scriptures have shown us many times that the cruelest only lasts a short period of time. It's after they've won that they always take the biggest loss. And this prophecy that the Lord gave us will never, ever, ever be, you know, changed into another direction. What happening to these sisters right here is insane. Like these sisters, you could just look at their faces, okay? And just from their faces alone and their hair alone, you could see that no woman is supposed to be in this condition. Like these are the conditions these sisters are in is the exact same condition of sisters when you go back and you look at the slave pictures. When you look at the slave pictures of us in slavery, the sisters look just like this: malnutrition, a lot of times drugged out, uncared for, all of that. Remember what the Lord said? See if you can pull this. Somebody in there reading. Who's reading in there? Yediah is with us. Big shout out to you, Yedaya. Yedaya, pull me the scripture in Deuteronomy 28, where the Lord said the woman who would not venture to put her foot on the ground. Remember that scripture?
Sir.
Well, see if you can pull that right up. And let me tell you something else too, man. As men, we should stop believing the propaganda. You shouldn't be listening to any propaganda. That's why it was so heavy what you brought out earlier. And I'm going to circle back to it in your class, which was so heavy that black men, Latino men, Native Indian men, you should not listen to any propaganda about women becoming, independent, or about women's power, or about, woman power. All of that, you should ignore that. You should just be a man. And if your wife or your other siblings want to swirl in that world, then that's fine. They can do that. Why? Because you're going to eventually be the gatekeeper. You understand? When this place totally falls apart, all that'll go out the window, and then they're going to expect you. They're going to expect you to be ready and on your feet to handle what has to be handled. And if you listen to that propaganda, when that time comes, you're going to be like, what are you talking about? You said you was independent. She was playing. Black women cosplaying independence. Okay? They cosplaying that. You should train them, help them, strengthen them, because this is debauchery on our people. That's what the hell this is. And of course, every black man, except for the I.S.U.P.K, every black man in this kingdom that stands up with a voice and puts it down straight up down the line, Esau comes in. He don't kill him, not no more like he used to. He just come in and bring him a nice fat paycheck. That's all. You just bring him a nice fat paycheck, and before you know it, that talk and rhetoric is gone. And then they back to letting a woman be a woman, and a woman this and woman that. I don't care about none of that when it comes to a woman. Only thing I think about is, how am I going to protect this woman in the event of, catastrophic failure in this kingdom? And has she measured up to being worthy for me to do these things? Because believe you me, when you come into the I.S.U.P.K and you get that marriage and you took that oath means that you marry her and you willing to put your life on the line for her. So you should make sure she measures up. One, she should measure up, and two, you should also understand that you taking on another life that you got to preserve for the benefit of this nation to the best of our ability. You understand? Because these people are monsters. These are monsters you're dealing with. And now they done turned the Department of Defense into the Department of War. So they want to go and conquer and tear down and destroy. The streets is about to turn into another entity. It's hell. These sisters got hell on their face. Live or dead, they got hell on their face, man. And how can you fix a people when they psychologically so destroyed? The work that has to go into bringing these sisters back to being a woman, to even knowing what a woman is, to doing the greatest job a woman could ever have, which is bring forth these sons and strengthen these sons to protect this nation. Like, we slowly learning how valuable a sister is and how valuable she is in terms of bringing forth men and raising those men. Women was propagandized with lies, okay, in this kingdom about being against family life and having careers, but nobody countered it but the UPK with the idea that these young brothers is the most precious thing we have. And because they was able to destroy that, they opened it up for mass incarceration, and now they put all these, thousands and thousands, millions of brothers incarcerated in these prisons and making a fortune off of them, doing experiments on them and all that, man. And now they even, like we brought out last week, now they want even our sisters' DNA. They want their DNA because they want to put it in their woman, make their women better. You know what I'm saying? And it's a goddamn horrific thing. And Tazar Yak, if I could go run a little bit, Tazar Yak put a post up, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, he said something to the effect of, I never enjoyed seeing two women fight. Yeah. I assume he's referring to the recent fight. What's the sister's name?
Clarissa Shields.
Carissa Shields. She's all over the news. Yeah. Everybody loving all that. Listen, I don't want to mess that sister's money up, but we as a people, we supposed to reject that business, man. Like our sisters, 2 of our sisters in the ring, beating their brains out bloody. You understand? A lot of you simple fools out there, you're gonna be emailing me tomorrow talking about what the hell are you talking about? You understand? Can you pay her what she's getting paid now? Can you this? Can you that? All I say is this: then, if you want that to happen, if you want it to be like that, just do me one favor. Call me when the next female boxing match starts, where there are 2 white Jewish girls in the ring. Call me for that fight. Call me when them 2 white girls is in the fight in the ring. Them 2 so-called Jews. They daughters ain't in the ring doing that. They daughters ain't beating each other's brains out for $1. That's right. They daughters ain't half naked in the ring to propagandize a lesbian lifestyle, even if they not a lesbian lifestyle. Like our sisters is already fighting all over the streets, and we got this propaganda going on. I'm not surprised they got that sister, and she might be unalived in you know what I'm saying, in those precincts. Sandra Bland, they definitely put the hit on her. There's a path out of this madness that we are in, but that path is a hard call. You got to be strong, and you got to decide on how wrong you've been your whole life about the life that you've lived. The Israelite School of U.P.K, we ain't never, ever, ever lied to you, man. The stuff we said has been harsh, has been painful, has made you angry, has made you look at us a certain way, has offended you in many ways. But if we coming to the point now where you're going to be able to see up and close and personal why it is that we've said what we said. And let me tell you, I thank God for the Israelite School UPK, man, because otherwise this knowledge would not be in the truth. This knowledge would not be in these streets at all. It would have been wiped out if not for the brothers that's in here now, the brothers that have been in here in the past, all of that. I'm going to yield, but I want to add one last thing.
Yes, sir.
That without the Israelite School of UPK, they would have been able to hide themselves and make themselves the chosen people of the Lord. Yeah. Like right now, we you know, the world, not the world, but many people have eyes on us tonight. Yeah. And the reason they have eyes on us tonight is because the big interview with Tucker Carlson, where he questioned the so-called Jew. And as he questioned the so-called Jew, the small hats, the people began to say, well, that's what them cats on the corner been saying for years. The cats been saying that for years. And now they starting to come back. They want to hear what we're saying because they know, wait a minute, it might be some truth to this now. It might be true that we have sat and watched a Caucasus Mountain nation, a bunch of Polacks and Europeans who changed their name to sound like the people of the Lord, have conquered the world and even conquered the United States. The United States has already been overthrown. They pimping the United States right now. You understand? And have overthrown the United States and have used the United States. And now white people feel so betrayed. They were so busy hating us that they feel so betrayed by the Trump administration and all the child molestation now. But it's finally coming out that these people that they've had in slavery for over 400 years are in fact the chosen people of the Lord. Welcome to Egypt 2.0. We back here again. I yield for water.
Water, sir. Type it up.
Come. Shout out to Cap Soccer War. He did a master little breakdown of that interview too.
He sure did. Yeah. We'll play it a little later on, I guess, in the show as we go through the stories.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
If I could back you up on one thing, sir, something you always taught me about women, the difference between women and men. Independent women have an uncanny ability to forget about independence when there's danger. Like you saw me back in Harlem. The minute we're on a ship and they say women and children first, look at who gets on that life raft. Look,
that's right.
You know who's going to be on there? Queen Latifah, and set it off. She's getting on there.
Damn right.
On there. Bro-Rilla is
right.
She's getting on there. The most masculine bulldaggers, they're getting on the life raft. And guess what? When a transgender man tries to get on, women are going to say, what are you doing on here? You're a man.
Right.
Get off of here. You see, all we need is some danger, sir, like you always taught me. We need a little danger, and then every independent woman will find their femininity. Like you always taught me, sir. That's it.
Most time crash. And it's so sad that that's coming. That danger is coming. And you know, as if I could add to what you're saying real quick, you know that they passed the law. They're trying to pass the law and get it situated now where they're saying they want our children to start going to work at 10 years old. That's in the law that they're trying to put together. They want the children going to work at 10 years old, which what does that mean? That means now they really going to put your kid back into slavery, which means the child molesters is going to have the run of the mill on our babies if we don't wake up to all of this and return back to Yahawashi and put our faces towards the king and ask him to deliver this nation, because they will, if left alone, they will incarcerate our 10-year-old. Because imagine your 10-year-old going to work. This is a child. You know how many mistakes a child will make. You know how many times a child will pick up a piece of candy it's not supposed to eat, or do something else it's not supposed to do. Children do this all the time. So what's going to happen next? Then you want to incarcerate all these children for every little mistake they have, which means now you got them in cages. So now it's all legal. You understand? And you'll be the law and order. We have to follow the law and order while you take these children to be abused in these great cabals you have of pedophiles. Now we come to find out the whole government. Oh my God! Like I think it was Pam Bondi that said if we arrest everybody in the Epstein files, there'll be no government to run the country. I'm paraphrasing.
That's right.
So basically, she was letting us know that the country is run by pedophiles. Welcome to America. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to reality. Welcome to why you've been watching us stand on the corner fighting against the empire for so many years. Now you understand why certain men have found this Bible and dedicated their life to making sure that brothers and sisters wake up to this truth. Why? Because they understood what was coming. They understood what these prophecies said. They understood what's in this Bible. And now we all better come together in this body. All tribes, man. They even arresting, they snatching up some of our sisters from the North American Indian areas, which is probably not new. Because they one of the highest rates of women to be kidnapped and to disappear in this country. Okay, we got plenty of footage to go into all of this. You know what I mean? This is the diabolical time. They done with democracy. They done with laws. They done with rules. They ready to just take over and enslave all over the earth as we ride towards this third world's war. I yield. Salam.
Sir. Go ahead, Maya. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to and Ephesians 6 and 12. Your diary, read that real quick. Ephesians 6 and 12.
I have that precept, sir, and I also have the precept that Commander Jenny Hanna asked for, sir.
Do mine second. Do mine second, Yadai, please. Let's get Mayak first.
Okay, Slocky, General.
No sweat, Slocky, you up.
Come on, sir. Said Ephesians 6 and 12.
Just showing you our fight. This fight we've been fighting. This fight we've been trying to wake everybody up to. And like you said, Commander Johnny Yohana, our people just don't understand, who these rulers are, what the depth of their evil.
Yeah. Come on, sir. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities.
Like while we out here fighting each other, got our women in the boxing ring beating the hell out of each other, and while we arguing over each other over pettiness, you understand, and disagreeing and worried about carnal things, flesh and blood things, carnal things that don't really matter. They don't hold no power. Read, but against what?
But against principalities.
The principalities of this world is what's destroying us. That's leading our life. That's making the laws. That's doing things behind closed doors that we can't even imagine. And when we find out, it's like a shock. Like that really happened? They really doing that? Read.
Against powers.
Against the powers that run this place, man. The powers that decide who becomes president. The powers that run countries. Go ahead.
Against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
And you wouldn't think it, man. White people got us convinced that they can't be that bad. Like we bring it out, General. We learned in this school and go out on these streets and tell people how diabolical these slave masters are, and black people just call us racist and walk away. Like, it can't be that bad. It can't be like that for years since I've been in the truth. But brother, we dealing with rulers of darkness in this world. True rulers of darkness, like every horror flick you didn't ever watch. Read.
Wakhan against spiritual wickedness in high places.
And these are billionaires, man. These spiritually wicked men in these high places, these are billionaires doing all type of chants and drinking baby blood. I just seen a video. A lot of these Hollywood actors talking about taking the skin of babies' penises and the blood and rubbing it into their skin. You know what I'm saying? And drinking the blood, to try to stay young. They doing all type of mess that we see on movies and think it's crazy, but it's really happening by the hands of these rulers that's over us that you never see. You never hear about them. I ain't never heard of Jeffrey Epstein until all the mess came out about it. You understand? Which most of our people have never heard of these people. But now all the names is coming out and we acting like we shocked, but are we really shocked? I'm really shocked. I yield, General Slocky.
Yeah, you right. Go ahead, Mom. You was gonna say something, Slocky.
Sir, no, I was not. Slocky.
Yeah, what you saying is so true. Like this is the big story now. The big story is like the Lord is merciful. Yeah. And the Lord is letting us know, one, that this place is getting ready to go into Third World War. The Lord is also letting us know what it is what those principalities and high places are. Like he's letting us know that he's letting us see behind the curtain, and we should not turn away. We should not go hide in a rock. You need to look at this thing straight on and see just exactly what it is that these monsters had in store and still have in store. Let me tell you something. I thank the Lord that Jeffrey Epstein was a racist. I thank the Father that he was a racist. Don't be mad at these so-called Jews because they racist. They don't want to do business with you or nothing. Leave these people the hell alone. Because Jeffrey Epstein was such a racist, he went and got white girls. There were some blacks in there doing experiments and all that. But the majority of this mass murder, because that's what really it is, the majority of this mass murder event happened with them among their own. And let me tell you something, when you read them letters that Jeffrey Epstein was writing back and forth to other so-called Jews, they hate white people. Yeah. They damn near hate white people more than they hate us. The so-called Jew just look at us like we just another goyim. So, he separated himself from us. But he cannot stand these Edomites that he working with. These Edomites, he paying billions of dollars to these politicians. He cannot stand them according to them letters. Like them Edomites ran up into that Capitol, and these Edomites that done joined ICE, and these Edomites that done joined these different groups, it behooves them to go read these letters. Because they read these letters, brother, they're going to see that the people pulling the strings and using them for this warfare hate them. They thought they was going to go on to a white, Nazi nation. When the so-called small hats, brother, is pulling the strings and using them for just to do their dirty work to throw them away later. They don't want nothing to do with them. And brother, thank the Lord, because that damn island that was in the Caribbean, right in the area of Benjamin, where millions and millions, all the workers was damn near the low-level workers was all Benjamites on that island, taking out bags of trash, burning things in pits, all that. But he did not want their children because they were not Edomites. And thank the Lord for that. And thank the Lord for allowing them Edomites to see what the small hats have been doing with their children. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a tape, brother. My goodness. I got a couple of tapes that were pulled off of that website. They were torturing children. And I mean, in a horrific way. You watch the tape, you ain't gonna be the same again. Like you wonder how could somebody be this cruel to a child? But the things that they was doing, brother, you understand, was, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, was just insane. You know what I mean? Like I'll just say one small thing. I'm even gonna bring it out. But I have a picture out, just a photograph of a child. Just imagine a child with their hands and feet tied up exactly the way you would tie a chicken up and being roasted in a giant oven and then put on the table with the garnishings around the child. Like if I show you this picture, I'm not going to do it, but if I brought this picture out, brother, you will never be the same. You'll never be the same again. That's what was going on.
And General, I think
in this empire. Go ahead.
I think last week you brought out how they was calling it jerky. Like Epstein was sending recipes to make this jerky.
Yes.
Some old mysterious meat, some old mysterious cooking. Everybody had to drop off a pound of the jerky to him. Send the recipe. Send it over to this guy and that guy. You understand? Right. And that's what the jerky was. Slocky.
No, listen, you're right. They was making sure that you kept the right shelf life so that it didn't go bad. You kept it refrigerated and you didn't over ice it. I mean, it was like they take eating adrenaline blood serious. Like that adrenaline filled blood that they be drinking, they take it serious. Like to them, that is longevity of life. They got some warped idea about what this will do for them. And boy, you got to be a sociopath to say, I'm going to go this route to try to prolong my life. It's like you got to be a real maniac. And so the Lord, through mercy, let us see behind the curtain. Like that scripture you just read said. Like we get to see it. Now we get to see it. This is supposed to wake black people up all over this country, Latinos all over this country. This is supposed to wake you up on another level. And let me say this one other thing, if I could, and I'm gonna let you read the scripture and I'm gonna get up off it, is that all of you Latinos that you have a tough battle. And I'm gonna tell you why. You got a tough battle because among the Latino tribes, there is heavy racism. There is heavy racism because a lot of you Latinos believe you're just Edomites. And many of you are just Edomites. And you frown upon the darker or shorter Latinos. They look down on them. Yeah. If you're tall and light-skinned, you looked at among your peers as being an Edomite in many cases. But I got news for you, man. All of you tribes, man, you better check your goddamn heritage. And if you one of them 12 tribes, you be tall, short, dark, light, I don't give a damn what you are. You better check your goddamn heritage out. And you better start loving your tribe. Because a lot of you think you in a warped mindset that you an Edomite. That you got some, Spain blood in you, so you special because you came out lighter or something like that, and you done turned on your own tribe. Yeah. You looking at your tribe like they the enemy. Yeah. You looking at the Edomites like you want to get on their side and be loved and respected by the Edomites, man. We don't hold nothing back here, man, in the UPK, especially on Black Watch. It's called Black Watch for a reason. We watching all the shit going on with the 12 tribes. Okay. And we just gonna say whatever it is that got to be said. And that's what you doing to these 12 tribes, and it is dead damn wrong. You better wake up and get it right, fam. You better wake up. The Edomites got your mind twisted into making you think you something that you not, and giving you carte blanche to harm your own tribe. Yeah. They sticking to their tribe. Like I said, you ain't find two so-called Jew women in no boxing ring, beating the brains out of each other, watching the blood spatter all over the place. You ain't seeing that. You ain't seeing they kids all up in the midst of all the negativity that they create. You see them running it. And you go back and look at that Talmud, last 2 points. Then you come back and look at that Talmud. And in that Talmud say it's so that Talmud, that list of that set of books of the Talmud has so many verses concerning what you can do harmful to the so-called Goyim. Yeah. It's filled with tons of stuff to do to us. It's damn near a book on how to prosper by robbing and ripping off and stealing and raping and killing us, which is why I ain't surprised that that's their culture, because that Talmud is filled with that culture. You understand? Read that scripture for me, you die, about our precious sisters, man.
Come, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground.
That's our women. That's your real state. But since the 60s, you've been losing that state. They drugged us, starved us. You lost it in slavery as well. They had whole rape campuses in slavery where they would just wipe out your soul from being raped by men. You know what I'm saying? And all the wars, all that shit goes on in war. That's why them cats come back from war, commit suicide, have PTSD, be shell shocked. It ain't always because they was involved in some bombs. A lot of times it's just what the hell they saw and had to suppress until they got back over here and was able to decompress and then realize what the hell they witnessed over there. Because, of course, while war is going on, you can do a whole lot of stuff. You can traffic children. You can sell drugs because there ain't no rules. The rule is you and your gun and you and your team. So if you in a section somewhere and you post in that section, you can go do whatever horrible, evil thing that you and your team come up with to put money in your pocket. Some of them soldiers came home millionaires. Some of them soldiers went into certain sections, man, pimped the women, did everything that they would have done here in the streets. And I'm talking Edomites, not our people. And went and did all those things, man, was shipping stuff all over the world. They came home millionaires. You know what I'm saying? And then became police officers so they could stay right up into the business they was in and got hired. I think you get 10% off the damn test. So our daughters, our sisters was precious. They would not even venture to let their feet touch the ground. That's how delicate our women are. But their mind is screwed up now, and so is yours. Go ahead.
Khan, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
Like you used to have a delicate and tender way of life. You used to have a way of your spirit that was pro a man, pro your brother, pro your father. That's what you used to be. But they done twisted you with these songs, with these movies, with these men dressed up like women, with forcing homosexuals among you, watching a woman, watching a man act like a woman destroys her femininity. Her femininity is her innocence, is her deep personality. Now you bring this man who she's supposed to look up to, and you feminize him in front of her, whether you want to or not, it does something to take away her femininity. She's supposed to be reviled by it, but been taught to not be that way. And it says, what would happen to that delicate woman?
Khan, sir. Her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
And what will happen is when you take away her tenderness, when you don't allow her to be the woman that she's supposed to be, her eye becomes evil towards her man. Like that's how you divide a people. You think they psychologists and they shrinks and all they maniac psycho people. What's the name of that cat? The main one. The main one that they claim is the father of psychology.
Sigmund Freud.
He was a child molester. Known.
Yeah.
He was, am I lying?
You are not.
He was a known child molester.
Yeah.
And this cat is the father of their psychology. You telling me that he did not study and subsequent others over the hundreds of years or whatever it is that passed? You think that they did not study the full effects on women when men become effeminized through the brutality, through the prison system, through the music, through the chemicals in the food? You think that they did not say to themselves, this is the end result? Hell yeah. These bastards will study a snail, 2 miles down in the goddamn ocean. You ain't gonna tell me they didn't study us to know what it is that would happen to us. And they turned around and saw this man and brought our sister to the ground. Brought our sister to the ground. So get them sisters ready to be feminine again, because they're going to need to be feminine to maintain the nation. That's why they want to. Y'all have all heard of this, where they have, and I'm going to finish up with this. Y'all have all heard of this, where they are constantly trying to get us to accept those alternative lifestyles. And that alternative lifestyle is because the biggest kryptonite to their rulership is the family structure. It sounds crazy, but it is. Like, don't nothing motivate a man more than fighting for a woman. Scriptures tell you that. And what motivates him more than that is him fighting for the Lord. Now, you put the Lord and his woman together, and you got you a cat that is not going to stop till he dies. And that has been taken away by destroying our family, by masculating our women, by effeminizing our men, by terrorizing and brutalizing us as a people. And that is what the Lord wants to bring to an end, man. So that was it. Well, you finished your diet. Let me just let you finish that scripture, or was it done?
It's a little bit more, sir.
Please finish it.
Comic-Con, sir. And toward her son and toward her daughter.
And towards her children as well.
Yeah.
Like they are doing this to us. We're not naturally like this. We're not naturally like this. The Lord is telling. That's why you need the Bible and not that preacher. That preacher is the worst thing you could ever have. The stuff he's filling your head with out there is I mean, it is psychological destruction to your soul. You need to have understanding of these scriptures, not his preaching. And with understanding, it'll bring you back to who you are. And now you got to get back to you. Listen, they gave you the TV in the 60s. That shit ran for 100 years. We in 2025. Excuse me, 60, 80, 85, 86 years. You done had that TV 80, 90 years. You done had time to sleep.
That's it.
You done sleep listening to them TV shows and all that. Now it's time to wake up and come back to this truth and get ready to go ahead and move forward in what we got to do. Salaki and I yield. That was it, you diet?
Comic-Con, sir.
Okay, so what are y'all? Are you?
Sir, could I back you up on 2 points that I've never realized until just now? 2 points. Clarissa I'm sorry, Mayak, you want to say something?
No, you got it, General.
2 points about Clarissa Shields and the organized pedophile rings of America. About Clarissa Shields. For those of you blacks and Latinos out there that are happy that the Clarissa Shields fight was successful, and you're hoping that maybe black and Latino women have had, let me tell you what you're actually hoping for. You're praying for the day that black women and Latino women can finally one day be successful at boxing enough to die penniless with Parkinson's disease, because that is what happens to black and Latino men who box. That's what happens. 78% of NFL players go bankrupt 3 years after they retire. 75% of NBA players go bankrupt 3 years after they retire. Mike Tyson is broke. Do you know who else is broke, General Mayak? What's that cat, the little short boxer?
Yeah, they came out with it this week. What's his name? He's the champion.
Floyd Mayweather, sir.
Yeah.
Dang.
I heard.
Listen,
I could not believe it.
Muhammad Ali had to beg. What's that brother from Philly that he fought?
Joe Frazier.
If my father heard that, sir, he would want to kill me over not knowing Joe Frazier's name. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway. Muhammad Ali had to beg Joe Frazier to fight him because he was dead broke. Do you want black and Latino women to suffer the same denigration as the black and Latino athlete? Because this is what it is: brain damage and poverty.
Yeah,
that's what black athletes are going through. Brain damage and poverty. Mike Tyson broke. Evander Holyfield broke. Muhammad Ali broke. 78% of NFL players. 75%. So what am I supposed to do? Celebrate that Clarissa Shield is going to get Parkinson's disease and die penniless. I think there's a better path for women than just repeating the same mistakes of Black and Latino men, sir. I think what you're saying is truly helpful to women, truly actually love for women, as opposed to them just making the same mistakes that poor Black and Latino men have made. If I could, sir.
I think you so right, you're so right. Like we do such a disservice to ourselves as a people. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, the kind of money that came through them that never on a grand scale went to their own people. I watched the speech this week of Floyd Mayweather speaking at I.S.U.P.K and saying he will always be loyal to the small hats in whatever they go through. Now, he's making this speech out after what they did to the Palestinians.
That's right.
Like, he's making this speech with them, and I'm looking at him out, and he looked almost frightened. Now, there's nothing scared this kid. You know what I mean? But he looked almost frightened. If you ever see the speech with him, he got on some type of blue outfit, and he's making that speech out. He looks terrified as he's making this speech. And it's a shame that he had to make that speech. And 50 Cent, I think it is, they came out with it this week and said he got to go fight because the money done ran out. When these entertainers better come and support their people. Yeah. They better establish their people in every single way. They better get new leaders to come in and show what direction we should be going in the wake of all this. Because the reason we here is because of all these preachers and Democratic leaders who led us to this point, and who we refuse to look at another way than the way that they done handed to us. And as a people, the Lord is going to make us pay for this. Like, every time we reject the Most High, like, the Lord is going to say, okay, you're going to reject me, I'm going to let them go a little bit further. Now, we at the point where they eating babies now, talking about sending our kids to 10 years old back to work in the slave pits, talking about all, and birthright citizenship, I believe, is on the table. If they have not won it yet, they certainly are trying to eliminate it through the courts. Like that's what we got, because we keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on going down this road of absolute foolishness for what the propaganda they've been giving us. I mean, I was shocked when I heard he was broke. I was like, there's no way. This cat has never been defeated. He has never been defeated in boxing. How could he even possibly be broke? It just doesn't make no sense to me. But it does make sense because, of course, the minute he gets that money, those same small hats are working 1,000 different ways to take it right back. They're working 1,000. You probably, if you're black and you rise to those high statuses, you probably don't even have any control over your money. They probably telling you exactly what to do, what to invest in. And I bet you it's all going to things that they wanted to go through. I bet you it's going to them labs and them universities and to all these things and the new tech companies. And all of this is doing nothing but making them more powerful, more wise to all the things that the earth has to offer, more greater ability to rob and steal and secure themselves, while your people stay completely vulnerable to everything that's going on. And let me tell you something else too. I mean, just imagine two things real quick. Just imagine if you invested billions of dollars or millions of dollars in Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians publicly. Like, you publicly set up things. You got the best people to give you an insight on how to really massively help these people. You could never go broke. You couldn't go broke. Why? Because Black people, Latinos, Native Indians are the most generous people on earth. If you had spread that money instead of letting it sit in JP Morgan's bank accounts, if you had spread that money across the plains of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, if you'd have went broke, let me tell you something, Blacks, Latino, and Native Indians would never want to live with the shame that you went broke after you did so much for them. Like, Black people will be raising money for you every day because black people, Latino people, Native Indian people, they ain't gonna let you spend millions on them and then you come up broke and they not gonna break their neck to try to take care of you. Are you crazy? They would never live with that shame. But you went and did it with the Edomites, and guess what? Now that money is gone, and you better get back in the ring and beat your brains out some more, because otherwise you just stuck out there. And how do you know that that's to be true? Here's how you know it's to be true. Because the people that ran in the circles with Jeffrey Epstein, these were billionaires. These are billionaires, and not young billionaires. These are billionaires, many cases up in age. Now, this always, to me, is a phenomenon. But I've never been a billionaire, so maybe it's something that I just don't understand. Because here's what I don't understand. The Lord put breath in you, and you have life, and you have a mind, and you have abilities. Now, you become a billionaire in the earth, and you still scrapping for more? You on Jeffrey Epstein Island eating babies, raping women, trafficking women. You flying around the world doing all kind of, what the hell are you doing? You already made the billions. What the hell are you doing? But it shows you that these people can't get enough. They can't be satisfied. Nothing will satisfy the demon that's on them. No matter how many billions. Elon Musk, they say, is richest man in the world. He's still going to create chaos in the earth. That's right. He's not going to take his billions and invest in, you ain't going to know about his $100 million retreat somewhere where he's out there, doing his own thing, of the things that he loves. You ain't going to never hear about that. You ain't going to never hear about, why? Because they don't care about that. They care about just being, like the scripture said, a fierce continence. You understand? People of a fierce continence. Like black, and let me tell you something, black, wealthy black men, black women, please wake up. Please wake up. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to have the biggest torch telling blacks and Latinos and Native Indians to not support you when you go broke and turn your back on the Lord's chosen people. I'm going to be the biggest proponent saying, hell no, reject him. Because you didn't think about your own on a real level while you had the opportunity. You cared more about the Lamborghini. You cared more about the jet you flying in. And doing it all knowing your people is in captivity. You know it more. You get $1 billion out. You like Moses looked down. What the scriptures say, he looked down on his people. Meaning you got that kind of wealth and power. You can see what is the state of your people because you got the wealth to do it. You can get statistics, records, everything. You can pull up all kinds of things to know what is the state of your people. And just knowing that you are everything you have within an empire of people that are not your own. Like you're a billionaire or you're a millionaire, but you're a millionaire and a billionaire among another people. And you got no sense of, they got my people in poverty. I got a lot of money, but I'm still among them. I'm not safe. But you, like a big dummy, you think you one of them. You think they like you because you got $1 billion. You think they bring you some Russian girls, that means they like you. You understand? You think that they invite you to their parties, they like you. You think that they show you investments to get into, they like you. You're stupid as hell. No nation is safe among another nation. You only safe when you secure your nation, which is why, once again, YAHANNA, man, you've been a racist a long time. YAHANNA, man, you've been touting that racist shit for years. YAHANNA, man, I can't wait till they shut you down because you full of that racism. Now we open up the door and find out that so-called Jew is 10 times more racist than me. Them small hats brother is 10 times more racist than I could ever be. And not only that, because due to their examining of all this genes and DNA and all that, come to find out it was something to it all along. Come to find out, they themselves in secret tapes admit that there is something among us that they do not have or no other nation has on earth, and that they want it so bad to enhance themselves. Like, come to find out, we was not wrong. We was right on that, and we was right to follow what the Lord said when he knew how. He knew he wanted us to come together as a people and protect ourselves as a people. And brother Moses had that wealth. Moses was second in line to that throne, and he looked at his people and looked at that throne, and the scriptures said that I forget how the scripture go, but the way the scriptures described it, anybody can go back and look at it. The scriptures described it like it was vile to him to join them in this wealth and power. That it was to him, it was like, if I don't get the hell up out of here and help these people now, I'm going to be stuck in some position with them controlling me, and I ain't going to have no chance to help these people out. And so he got the hell up out of that damn castle and went down among his people to really examine what was going on and the suffering and what they had gone through, man. And it's such a lesson for us to learn. That's why they don't want you following those high holy days, because you would learn these things. Instead, they want you following Christmas and that bullshit that they done came up with. And so you never learn the principles of really caring for your own, even if you get millions, man. And let me tell you some last point. My hat's off to Kanye one more time. I don't know the man. I don't know what the man is into. I know he got a little aversion when it comes to those women and all that. But I got to say big up to him out, because it was bold as hell for him now that we know what's going on behind the curtain. It was bold as hell for him to say what he said against Jay-Z, against Beyonce, against Shaq. Who else? He named a bunch of them. LeBron James. He called all of their names out. He said they can control them, but they can't control me. That's why he said it's up, meaning I ain't hiding this. I ain't living among this. He came up against the thing, man. And it was honorable for a wealthy, carnal ass cat. And he even said his mother was a sacrifice. He said those words. He named his mother and he named somebody else's mother, and he said they was a sacrifice. Like, brother, this place right here is diabolical, man. And we should return to the Lord. The Lord left us the greatest book we could ever have. Let them have that Talmud or whatever the hell else they want to study. But boy, we got the Bible.
That's right.
We got the records. Let them argue over whether King James is the right translation and all that, or whether that's right, or did he write it himself and all that. And he was into witchcraft. I hear all the stories. I don't give a damn. I got the Bible, and now I've studied it, and now I know that it is for this time that those records was left for us. And brother, we ain't giving it up for nobody. So lock you, I yield. My bad.
General Haas, Yediah, anything before I move on with Yediah? I mean with Meshach? That's Salakia, sir. I'll go to Yediah then now, sir, if it's okay.
Please.
Call, sir. Former UK ambassador to US arrested amid Epstein revelations.
Nice.
Keep going.
As it should be. As it should be. Y'all got it. Y'all want me to get in on it? I don't want.
No, please.
Y'all got it.
I don't know about it, so I'll tell you to read unless you want to break it down.
Please, yeah, let Yediah go a couple ticks on it if we could.
Please, Yediah.
I'll jump into it.
Call, sir. British.
And y'all out there in the audience, man, y'all get in here on these comments on this stuff that y'all know. Scriptures too, man. Y'all come in and get part of this. We one nation now. You know what I'm saying? You jump on this Black Watch, you could always add to this Black Watch, man. You know what I mean? Big shout out to everybody on the show tonight, man. Everybody that joined us, man. Big shout out to this dynamic crew, man. Everybody, y'all got Meshach up in here with y'all. I know them cats in the studio. I know they nervous now. Meshach up in there checking them wires and them buttons. Keeping the team tight, man. Big shout out to everybody up in here, man. Salakia. You want to read some more? And let me tell you something. Look at this Edomite. He looked like he been eating the baby flesh. Look at it. Look at how smooth that skin look. He looked like His skin looked like he might have been in there drinking the adrenaline blood. Hell. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Sure, he probably 200 years old, but
you know what I
mean? Fresh.
You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what you saying is so right, Bob. Like, I no longer will I wave my hand at all them conspiracy theorists that be talking about the reptilians and all that shit. Listen, that shit might not be true. I might not believe in that shit, but I ain't shutting no more doors for y'all.
No.
Y'all welcome.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Reptilians, all that shit. You know what I mean? Just don't bring the aliens, all right? That's too much.
Last week on your show I laughed about this all week because General Mayak said, yes, sir, just like the Spider-Man, or Spider-Man got bitten by the spider. I said to myself sitting there, I said, well, if General Mayak say Spider-Man is real, then it's real. Spider-Man is real, and I believe it. That's where I'm
like,
y'all got me. So, whatever. Spider-Man real? All right then. Spider-Man real. And I'm moving on, and
like, I ain't shutting down no more conspiracy. I'm open to all, you know what I'm saying? Bring me some proof, some evidence, but I'm open to everything. Who knows what these people doing? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they can eat that many children. I don't know what they doing with these children, but they ain't eating all these children out. They doing something with them. You know what I mean? It'll come out later. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, go ahead.
I was going to say that Epstein list. Listen, I might be skeptical, but I ain't hard-headed now.
God.
I ain't hard-headed. Spider-Man, and I'm going with it. And that's it.
And just for the record, I don't think Spider-Man is real. But I believe this society doing all type of mess, trying to do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Black man go out there and get bit by a spider and get cancer.
Yeah. You right, man. You know what I mean? He changing the genes. They got the CRISPR science. What's that CRISPR? Where they say they can make other species. Who the hell knows what he's doing in the dark? You know what I mean? If he could rape and torture babies on a regular basis, I mean, in a communal way, with emails and sending letters and storing up the meat and calling it jerky and naming the kids with pizza and this and that. If he could do all of that out and do it like it's normal, then you're right. He'll split some genes and do God knows what. He may have some facility somewhere with fucking Jurassic Park in the damn facility that he done created or brought back or took the DNA from some cave, some goddamn where. Anything is possible with him because we at the end and it's gonna all come out. So
if I could back you up, 2 nights after the show last Monday, I get back and they saying that Savannah Guthrie did an interview with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump.
No way.
It's on the news right now.
God damn.
Savannah Guthrie, she was on the Epstein list or investigating it.
Damn.
Investigating it. And you can type this in your phone. It's all over the internet. That somehow even Savannah Guthrie's mother is involved in the Epstein list. I ain't hard-headed, sir. I got a lot of I ain't gonna be hard-headed now. I'm gonna get right now.
Good.
That makes sense, General. I think it was you or somebody mentioned that Donald Trump might have had something to do with that mother. I didn't understand why.
Right. No, you're right. I was the same way. I was like, I don't see the connection. I don't understand. Now I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Good.
Like, damn. Where we going, you die?
Con, sir. So lock here. Mexican army kills leader of Jalisco New Generation cartel, officials say.
Go ahead, you die. Now I don't know the inside on this. I heard about him getting killed. It stirred up a whole lot of conflict over there. You know who it smelled like? It smelled like a 3-letter agency to me. But let's hear let's hear some more.
Honorable Khan, sir. The Mexican army killed the leader of the powerful I.S.U.P.K New Generation cartel, Namencio Ruben Osquera Cervantes El Mencho, in an operation Sunday, and a federal official said. The official who requested amnesty because they were not authorized to speak publicly said it happened during a military operation in the west side of I.S.U.P.K.
And it obviously stirred up, I mean, the whole country. I hear they burning up and blowing up stuff all over that country right now. So I don't know what you know, which once again, this much you can know, that everything that they doing now is coming out of that Department of War, is about conquering, taking over, and controlling territories. What also is not really heard of yet is how they destroyed the Cuban economy. They say Cuba right now is going into darkness because they done ran out of oil already. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just got their reserves for their military, but they're Cuba right now. They getting ready to starve Cuba like it ain't never been starved before, because they done cut them off now. It's getting ready to go all the way dark. So who knows? They might have decided this was another area that they wanted to step into. And one thing about these 3-letter agencies, they are experts. They are experts at going in and flipping your country. They are, they are unmatched by any other group. So it's highly possible that they're the ones. Like, why would the Mexican government choose now to make an assault on, the biggest drug kingpin in Mexico that they already know about shortly after they moved on Venezuela? Which sounds like, they've decided that they're going to take over the entire trade. They've decided that, even though they had partners in these countries that they was working with, because there's no way that cartel leader could be that big and that powerful and have that much manpower without having full connections, in places that never get talked about. And so for this to go down the way it is going down, somebody within them areas said his time was up. And they just put the end to his time, because it sounds very much to me like a overthrowing of all these smaller empires, especially if they was part of that those BRICS countries. Like, sound like a taking over of all of them, and to turn that drug economy into their hands. That's just my opinion. I don't know much about it, but let's read on unless y'all was going to say something more.
I was going to say, if I could, like I know that Hollywood, right? Hollywood tries to tell those stories, them top secret stories, echelon stories. I can't think of the name of the series right now. I think it's a series or a movie, but this military cat, he was a so-called hero, taking immigrants off the street, fighting protesters and all that. And he sat down before these old suited Edomites, like the billionaires, and he wanted to join their club. And they said, all right, after the interview, they said, well, let us think about it. But you real close. You're doing good. Have you ever slept with? They didn't ask him, was he a homosexual? One of the questions was, have you ever had an interracial relationship? He said no, but he did. And they found out later that he did. And on this show, he said he had so much power at this time with them considering him that he got to put a little army together. And one of them suited cats used him and said, well, we want to go in there and capture these 2 people that we're looking for, but we don't have a reason to go there. So find a reason that we can deploy. They go look for reasons and create reasons and problems. And on this movie, they decided to go with the drug thing, the drug immigrants and drugs. And so they used that to deploy soldiers and military in this city, when really they was just trying to get these 2 people who was, rebelling against their organization. So it's so many cover-ups, and things ain't what they seen with this white man. He going there for a drug cartel, and it's probably some other way other reason, you understand, that they really trying to go up in there and stop this guy. There's always some backdoor reason and conspiracy that they really trying to do these things.
Praveen said he used to be a former cop. Salaki Praveen, I didn't get your whole name before it scrolled. But they said he used to be a former cop. It said also, too, who is this? Picard is saying the cartel, damn it, slide, y'all, they going up fast. Okay, it's saying that they got former Rangers working for them. Former Rangers, Delta Force, etc. in their ranks. Damn. So they setting up these cartels almost as strong as you would set up a real military for the government. You know what I mean?
And if I could, sir,
yeah.
You know, this problem happened in Puerto Vallarta a day before Donald Trump's State of the Union, which is happening tonight.
Wow.
And another thing, the Savannah Guthrie case, all week Fox News has been saying that it could possibly be a Mexican cartel member.
Damn.
That Savannah Guthrie. Now, yesterday, they killed this drug lord in Mexico with the possible help of the of CIA and Donald Trump. Now, what I don't know because we're doing this show, but I would love to see if Donald Trump talked about it in the State of the Union. Because
yeah,
talked about it in the State of the Union, you could all but guarantee this is all about some plot to do something sinister and evil on the earth. So
true. So damn true. Yeah. So damn true. Yeah. Any more in the story you died we should read?
That was pretty much it on that, sir.
Okay, what else you got? We may just to let everybody know, we may go over a little bit tonight, not much, but we may go over just to see if we can get to some of these stories. Only if we can, all right? Just slightly. Since we're doing everything remote, everybody's in a solid spot, I hope. All right, let's go ahead.
Gone. Inside Jeffrey Epstein's baby ranch, sex offender planned super race of humans.
Brother, this is what I'm talking about. They were planning to make a super race. They was going to take what they considered the best of our genes, added into theirs, and make them great and powerful Edomites. They was trying to do what Hitler was doing. Hitler used methamphetamines and DNA splicing to try to make, super Aryan soldiers. You go look at some of them Edomites in them Scandinavian countries, they look almost unreal. They are super tall, many cases, pale as they could be, and disproportionate in their bodies. And it's because a lot of them are children of the days of the Nazis when they were doing experiments and doing those type of things. They was even going through the Germans and looking at their whole anthropological structure, their skeletons and so forth, to see if they had what they considered to be the traits of an Aryan. And so now this cat is turning around doing the same thing for the so-called Jew. He knows that his body is frail. He's not a hard-working person. Yeah. He's a manipulator, schemer, plotter, thief, murderer. That's what he is. And he knows that. So he wants to now have both of them. He want to be the evil bastard, but he also want to be strong. Yeah. So he wants so-called small hats to look like, really to look like brothers, to be strong and powerful like brothers are, which is insane. To have the flavors brothers have, to have his woman have the flavor. In that interview we played last week, remember the Edomite said those curvy hips, those shapes y'all have, like they want that. You know what I mean? They want that. You know what I mean? So go ahead. West Philly for Life said Hyperborean Vril. Damn. You done went there, West Philly for Life. Good night. Hyperborean Vril. Damn. I gotta look that one up. Go ahead, Mayak. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything, General.
Done. So go ahead. I'm sorry, you died. Was you reading more? Was there more to it?
A little bit, sir.
Please.
It says before his death, Epstein hatched a deeply unsettling plan to use his wealth, property, and social reach to procreate his own DNA to create a super race of humans.
And if you raping children, it's easy to set that up. Go ahead. Like we never lied. We never lie. All this, General Yohanna, you a racist. Ain't no difference. All what was it saying? All blood is the same.
That's right. That's right.
Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We was all made of one blood. Yeah, some of us drinking that goddamn blood though. The whole problem. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Con, sir. Over the years, Epstein confided to scientists and others that he wanted to impregnate women at his vast ranch in New Mexico, creating what some who heard the idea privately referred to as a baby ranch.
A baby ranch. And you know that ranch he had in New Mexico is where he brought all the scientists from Los Alamos. From Los Alamos, I forget what it was, Los Alamos Labs, I think it's called, where they did all that high experiment before they went into the full production of making nuclear weapons. Like that was the place that I believe that they came up with the science on the H-bomb and all that. Yeah. And right before, during World War II. So they got the top scientists in the world in that place. And he was bringing them to that ranch, and Lord knows what they was doing on that ranch. And that ranch, let me tell you something. They said that ranch goes down something like, 6 stories down. They did an overhead shot of the ranch, and the ranch has all these vents on it. And then while all this came out with Jeffrey Epstein, the New Mexico legislator, the ones that are over that town, they decided to open an investigation of the ranch. Now imagine, he done been supposedly dead now, 6 years, something like that. So all these years, nobody did nothing with the ranch. They just let it sit there. Nobody went in there. Nobody was checking on it. So they turned around and said, okay, well, we'll start an investigation. Right after they started the investigation, somebody bought the ranch, came in and started demolishing the whole damn ranch. They tearing the shit down right now. Like this smells of 3-letter alphabet stuff. Now y'all didn't want to hear, the Edomites didn't want to hear you tell them 7 years. That's right. The Edomites didn't want to hear you talk about 1619 project. They don't want to hear about you talking about slavery. Mm-hmm. They don't want to hear none of that. The Lord said, no problem. Why don't I just tell you about you? That's right. Like, let me just tell you about you. And sure enough, now they can learn about them. Now they learning. They ain't no need to learn the 1619 project. You can just learn about your own, and you can just learn about how they are moving against you. Edomites, like every Edomite should be learning this. And some of these Edomites are so mad. They so mad. They got so played. You know what I mean? They so believed. I mean, they was on, like, hating black people, put them on a crusade. Like, they flipped the whole country based on them hating us. And now come to find out, the small hats done got your number and gone. Come to find out now, black people wasn't able to do anything to you. Black people been employees of the Democratic Party and employees of the preachers who've been programmed by the Democratic Party and employees of the small hats that run the entertainment world. And they ain't been able to do a damn thing even for their own people, let alone against you. But you so dumb and you such a backward ass hick that they gassed you up with hating us and threw a uniform on you and marched you into the cities. And while you was in there pulling people out of their cars and separating families and snatching babies to the point where brothers was having seizures, you big dummy. They turned around, man, and you, small hats turn around and you just change every law in your country, man. Now you can't even speak bad about them. You can't speak bad about them. They about to be on the streets. If not already, get ready, because all this laws passing about not criticizing them and all that is going to lead to the IDF being on the streets. That's what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to those same soldiers that helped do all the great work they did over there in the Palestinian territory. All of those soldiers will now be coming to the U.S. and getting on the streets of the U.S. Saudi Arabians already setting up a base in the Midwest, and they about to now bring the IDF. I haven't seen the report, but I can almost predict it. that is going to happen. Like, you didn't want to hear that. Now you can hear what your people are doing. You know what I mean? They going for their race. We better go for ours. We better, and ours, we don't win through genetic testing. We don't win through CRISPR. We don't win through trying to change evolution. We don't win through those things that Jeffrey Epstein is trying to do. We only win one way, that we turn back to the program. We are a military nation. We turn back to the orders given to us by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. We follow them orders, man. And them orders delivered us thousands and thousands of times from the evil heathens that always wanted to just vaporize us on this earth. And we had better do it now. And when we do it, boy, oh boy, it's going to be a day of glory. It's going to be a day of glory like you ain't never seen. I ain't hanging on in there. I ain't been in here all these years just to have fun because I like to hear myself talk. I want to see the glory of the Most High come down. I want to see, listen, our forefathers wrote about him. They wrote about him many times. You understand? Through them scriptures. All right, well, I'm going to hold on because I want to see it. Y'all say the fire came out the sky and the this and the that. I want to see it. God damn it. God. I want to see him raise us up. That's what I want to do. You say do this, that, and we're going to get that, no problem. I'm doing it. Because I want to see it, man. Because certainly it's just in this earth if he do it. That much you can't argue with. You can't argue with that. Salaki, I yield. You know what I'm saying? I'm right. Man.
You got it.
Khan. U.S. Ambassador Huckabee says Israel has biological right to land from the Euphrates to the Nile.
Damn. Woo. Do we got the interview part of that interview? Because we need to cue that part of that interview up. So what he is in essence saying, can we get a map of the area up? Is it possible? Because I mean, the Euphrates River is all the way across Iran. It's all the way. It's over Jordan. It's over a ton of them countries over there. It's like they in essence is saying the entire Arab world that they have a right to have.
Yeah.
That's what the ambassador to the United States of America is saying. Like, so if the ambassador to the United States of America is saying that, then I mean, it must be U.S. policy.
Oh, yeah.
Are those the rivers right there? Let me see what I'm looking. That's the rivers, am I right?
I think so. Like, that's the area for sure. Like,
that's the area, which means, I mean,
bottom, yeah.
That means, I mean, all of Iraq, Jordan, I mean, all of them countries that was below Iraq before you get to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And it's looking like it's going way up into the Sinai, not the Sinai, way up into southern Syria.
Oh, yeah.
And touching base, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the way with Turkey. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think it also includes a greater part of Egypt.
Sir, if I could, on the interview, Tucker Carlson said, well, the boundaries from the Bible include basically the entire Middle East. That's a quote. He said, basically, the entire Middle East. Huckabee, the ambassador, said, I have no problem with them taking it.
Dang. Can we play some of that interview or will we get flagged, Mariah up in here? Mashak?
We should be able to play, so I'm looking for it right now.
Okay, yeah. Soccer War had a good clip from it.
Yeah, forget about it.
You know what I mean? Big shout out to Captain Soccer War. Like, if we could get that. Like, we could bring out how they, like, for this ambassador to say what he said, it's like this is what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they going on with their plan and program, and you hating on us because we want to give you the proper identity and bring you back to who we are, and then you gonna hate on us. Like, you can't the only kind of love, Black people, Latino people, Native Indian people, the only kind of love you can receive is some universal love approved by the slave master. That's how broken you are. You so broken, so terrorized. And I don't blame you, and I understand. They've had plenty of time to work on you. But now is not the time to be hiding in a rock. Now's the time to say to yourself, how can I help these people? How can I come together? How can I, open the doors? Because surely what they did over there in the Palestinian territories it is on the table for you and I. Like, they done with the ghetto, brother. They ready to level it. How they go about it, I don't know. But they definitely ain't. It's definitely not to be left alone. Like, that's the end of this in America. Your whole world is about to change. And it's about to change because the Lord is about to come get you. But you got work to do before he get here. He got a set time to do what he did, just like we had in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, them leaders was just out of their goddamn mind. And so was our people, destroyed and didn't know what to do. John started off trying to bring it to him. Our king came on the scene, man, and showed us clearly what to do until that time. And we did what we needed to do until Jerusalem fell. Here we are now again at that end. And there are clear instructions on what we should be doing. And brother, we should be carrying out them instructions, both brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, y'all. If you got it, you was able to get it?
Cancel. Let me put it right here now.
Like.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
That was it, sir. Please.
So, like, I was just gonna say one quick thing. That what we're gonna hear in this interview is never supposed to be revealed, especially by somebody as famous as this cat here. This Tucker Carlson gets millions of views every day.
There's two parts I see. It's 46 minutes and then something else. Let me get to it.
And Tucker Carlson, he was salivating because they was on this subject. Like this, he said he'd been wanting to talk about this with somebody like Huckabee for so long, but of course, for him to bring it out, it would have been anti-Semitic. And then
right.
For the subject to come up with Huckabee, he was salivating in that thing. Like, I'm so glad.
I could have. Yes, he was. If you can, Mashak, can you go to the part? If you able to go to the part where he starts the question.
What minute you at?
He on the phone. He on the phone, General Yohanna. Go ahead.
I understand.
Sir, can I remind?
Please, Muhammad, go ahead. Go ahead, Salaki.
I see this video has.
I have 54 minutes now.
Mashak, go on. You better go on mute, Mashak. This video has, of course, rocked the world because Tucker Carlson is telling Jewish people that they're not the biblically ethnic Jews.
Yes.
And that they're wrong for wanting to take over the Middle East. I hope that every black person that was angry at us because we wore a shield of David around our neck, I hope all of you feel like a bunch of cucks, a bunch of hoes. Because let me tell you something. Before Tucker Carlson said this, poor people from the ghetto taught this.
That's right.
We did. We said
that's
this.
Right. Undeniable.
From Harlem, from Brooklyn, poor people from Queens said this on the street. Poor people from the Bronx, poor blacks and Latinos from the Bronx, from Harlem said this. And you know what you told us? You called us racist and you told us to shut up because we wore a shield of David around our neck.
That's right. That's right. Give it up.
You hated us. Now Tucker Carlson says one West U.P.K. doctrine. Sir, in this video, he's saying you're not the same people of the Bible. You're not the biblically.
Oh my God. You got to get that part. That's the part. That's, when he start questioning their ethnic background, I almost fell out the chair.
You know what I'm saying?
When he started saying, what is your connection to the land? I said, ain't no way he go in there. And like they should have never stopped him at the airport when he was over there. He knew he was gonna line their ass up. You know what I mean? He ain't dumb as he looked. Like they should have never stopped him at the airport. Because when he said this, I was shocked. I was shocked when he said this.
He said, but Netanyahu's parents were from Poland. And they didn't speak the language like you said you have to speak to be the people of the land. They from Poland. They from Europe, the Europeans. And he start fumbling.
And he trapped this Edomite. This is an ambassador. An ambassador means that you are a person who represents a country in another country. So you are an expert at conversation. You're an expert at debate. You're an expert at negotiating because you're in a foreign country, you understand, speaking for your country. So you have to have the utmost diplomatic skills and ability. He trapped this Edomite off where he said, I'm not sure I even understand, what you're asking about. You know what I mean? As soon as Meshach come back and we play it, brother, it is like, and let me tell y'all, it is so, this interview right here, as you look at Huckabee, you really understand what the Lord said when he said he's the most subtle beast of the field. Because he's going to walk Huckabee down that road to show him that it is impossible for them to be the people. And Huckabee keeps a straight face and keeps pushing the propaganda like it's so real. Like it's so exactly, you understand, what he's saying when he knows he is lying through his rotten ass teeth. It is amazing what he put up in there. You know what I'm saying? While we give Meshach a minute, can I just do a couple quick shout outs up in here while I got everybody up in the building? You know what I mean? I.S.U.P.K. Delaware, big shout out to you. Shadia Allah, what's going on, mighty man? Holding it down. Lawrence Lai, holding it down. Big shout out to you. Yahiza Yahawada, big shout out to you. Who else up in here? DeVale Thornton, holding it down. You understand? Count on the one count. I.S.U.P.K. Delaware Soul. Okay, I like that. Black Authentic Truth going on, big dog. Your numbers is climbing over there too in California. Big shout out to you. Okay, who else up in here? Big shout out to General Kobala Moth up in the building with us, man. Who else all holding it down? Let me see who's this. Deshwan Kanti. I hope I got that right, Warrior. Salaki, if I didn't. Ka'al Lataza. I hope I got that right, sis. Worthy Joshua. What's going on, fam? You understand who else is up in here? Anybody new? Worthy Joshua, I got you, right? Yep. GAV 101. Big shout out to you. Okay. True Supreme 7. Big shout out to you. Tabak Ganaz. I hope I got that right, Warrior. Big shout out to you, man, and the whole I.S.U.P.K family holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to y'all. Ashar Yahawada. Big shout out to you. Doing it up in here. I.S.U.P.K. Delaware. I got you earlier. Big shout out to you. You understand? Let's go on down. Malatazah 22790. Big shout out to you. Up in the building. Princess Kanaya. Big shout out to you. Up in here, let me go on down here. Who I got down here at the bottom, fam? Let me see. I got Mapatazar, big shout out to you out of Big Shot Town, mighty man. Holding us down. Angel up in the building, PG7UI, holding us down. Yapana, Akar, big shout out to you, shalom, sis. Mata Mawan, y'all got to get somebody to say these names, man. Y'all got to get one of them Hebrews up in here. You know what I mean? Shah Yahawada, big shout out to you. I think I caught you earlier. Tazaban, Yatazak, Bun Yahawada up in the building. Yatazayak, Jacob Brown holding us down many years. Yaqua holding us down as well. Big shout out to you. All right. I think I got pretty much everybody for right now. I'll get everybody else a little bit later. Big shout out to everybody in the chat room holding us down, rolling with us hardcore.
Sir,
all right. Yes, sir.
I believe Tabak Ganaz is from Zabalawan. I think he's from Nicaragua.
My bad. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to Nicaragua. Big shout out to Zabalawan. And big shout out to you, Warrior. You know what I'm saying? Bishop Melchizedek, what's going on, Warrior? Always up in the building with us. Big shout out to Maccabia, my man. Holding us down also out the Midwest, doing it up, man. Big shout out to you as well. Who am I missing in here? Is this Jeshurun? Jeshurun Nagu. Y'all put dashes in these joints or something. Nice. I don't think you can, though. I don't think they let you put the dashes in. Oh, no, they might let you. You know, man. So big shout out to you. Leonard Jr., what's going on, man? Holding you down. Ezekiel Wheel, 144. I like that name, brother. That's powerful. It's a very powerful name right there. You know, man. Big shout out to you. Okay, I think I got everybody for now. Where we at, Meshach?
Cancer. I have 1 point to start out here, sir.
Let's do it. I'm having me a drink now. This is the good part right here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, are you able to hear?
I don't hear anything. I don't see the film moving either.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
It was moving for a second, but you couldn't hear anything.
Okay. 1 second again, sir.
Oh my.
I mean,
How about now, sir?
Yeah. Okay.
Go that far. I mean, it would be a big piece of land, but here's the point.
It would be a lot of places that are now countries.
This is why you should not get dental implants during the holidays.
That this particular area that we're talking about now, Israel, is a land that God gave through Abraham to a people that he chose. It was a people, a place, and a purpose. We can look at it that way. Christian Zionism, I want to go back because that's where we started.
I'm not going to let you off on this because you have said it 3 times that God gave this land to this people. And so it is entirely fair for me, with respect, to ask, what land are you talking about?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I ain't stopping you. I just got excited.
And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis.
Yeah.
You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all. But I don't think that's what we're talking about here today.
What would be fine? What's exactly what we're talking about today?
But here's what
with respect to ask, what land are you talking about? Because I just read Genesis.
Wait, can you pause there? Can I just get in for 1 second? I gotta say this. Listen, it was heavy how he said that's the original deed, because it is the original deed.
Count of the one.
Those scriptures are the original deed. Yeah. And that land belongs to us. That's the only difference. The land belongs to us and not them. You know what I mean? But go ahead, because he's going to go into the lineage of them, and it's going to be undeniable. Go ahead, Salakia, for pausing them.
And that land, I think it says, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which is, once again, basically the entire Middle East. So God gave that land to his people, the Jews, or he didn't. You're saying he did. What does that mean? Does Israel have the right to that land? Because you're appealing to Genesis.
Yeah.
You're saying that's the original deed.
It would be fine if they took it all. But I don't think that's what we're talking about here today.
What would be fine? Well, it's exactly what we're talking about today.
But here's what I don't think
you think it would be fine if the state of Israel took over all of Jordan?
They don't want to take it over. They're not asking to take it over.
But you're saying that the reason that Israel is legitimate, has this inherent right to exist, is because, in part, because God gave it to his people. And I am going to the same Bible that you're referring to and noticing that that is a huge piece of land. So if God gave them that land, then they have a right to take it now by your definition, unless I'm missing something completely.
Well, I think you're missing something, because they're not asking to go back to take all of it.
Salaki, General, it is about 2.5 more minutes to when he asks who are the real Jews. You want to play it out or you want to skip to it?
Okay, let me just say this on this part. Like, it is amazing how he's willing. He's in essence saying they could take it all. Meaning he's saying they got no problem with them murdering all those people in them countries and taking that land over, which is incredible. But if you could jump ahead, since we over the time, is there any way to jump ahead?
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead now to just 106.
Because where he starts to question him, like, why do they have a right to that land? If you could, which is just so amazing.
Imagine being able to build an app with your.
Sir, while Meshach is finding it, he's not even saying it in essence. He just said it.
Right.
He just said it's the entire Middle East. I would have no problem with taking it all.
Yes, he did.
He's saying, I have no problem with them taking the entire Middle East. Meanwhile, they hated you for wearing the Star of David on your neck.
God damn.
You couldn't do
that. And listen, and they're going to try and take it off.
Yes,
like it ain't no, they not. That's why he don't want the heat of them. He don't want them countries they about to go invade to go on alert and be afraid. He want them to stay nice and sleep. But they planning on taking it off.
And he said it. He said, because at some point he says again, they don't want it. But if war broke out and they end up getting it, it's theirs anyway. He says something like that.
But
Amazing.
Meanwhile, Kanye West had to apologize for saying that black people were Jews. And then,
right.
And listen, I see everybody watching this Tucker Carlson thing, but I don't see my inbox filled with I apologize to Command and General YAHANNA for saying you were lying about it. I don't know what your inbox is full of, sir. But is your inbox full of apologies?
Hell no. Hell to the no. It ain't full of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Listen, and let me tell you, and I don't look for it. I just pray that they wake up and go back to serving our king. Because us getting out of here as a nation is more important than anything. You know what I mean? Like you right in what you saying, General. Not to stop it, but what you saying is so right. But boy, right now, you know, we on a ship that's sinking, and we better get these lifeboats out and get people on these lifeboats, or there'll be nobody here to get on the lifeboats in about 2 seconds. So, you know, man, I understand they should be apologized. It's part of the repenting for the evil that we've done, so we can get back to our king. However, more importantly, wake the hell up and look at what's going on around you and what we're presenting and what we're saying to you, and take inventory of it. Take inventory of your brothers who stood on this corner since 1969. Many, including the head of the school in 1969, lost their lives doing what we're doing right here tonight and have been doing long before the internet was even set up. Okay. And you need to look at that and say to yourself, what have my brothers been trying to tell me? Go ahead, Mayak Salakia.
No problem, Jen. I was just going to say, you know, it's everybody should see, because it's super clear to me why the Most High, why Yahweh puts you in charge of this nation, because you unlike the average prophet. I'm gonna say that.
Black men, please.
Listen, the black men see the evil.
Muhammad, stop my yacht.
Just for a second, and just the condition of our people, right? We, you know, black women do wrong and black men do wrong, and we get angry at them, right? And black men always say, "You black women need to get on board. You black women, you acting like this," and then you come early and say, "Listen, I know black women have done this, you know, but black men did this too." Forget all that. We just got to prepare to defend them. We got to prepare to bring them on in when shit do get hot. Even though they're simple, even though they hate us, when shit get hot, they're going to need us. So let's prepare for it. And damn near bring you to tears, General. And now, all the people that denied us and hated us and threw stuff at us, water in D.C., all the mess over the years, now they seeing that we've been right all this time. Now they quiet and ain't going to apologize. To where you say, being our father and our leader, listen, man, y'all ain't got to apologize to me, but come on and change, man, and serve Christ and get down with this family. You so merciful. And listen, that's what I learned when I was a young man, General, over on Cheltenham, at the barracks. They said General YAHANNA gonna bring in and fix all these problems. When he come in town, he gonna fix all this. Them same men that taught me how you fix everything left the truth. Left the truth, General. And I said, God damn, where your loyalty at? You know this man, you know his spirit, and you taught me all the goodness about him, and now you done went and served Satan. Come on, man. I know why you in charge, General. Slack if I'm
most on Christ. But let me tell you something, that a lot of people do not know. That one, we pray every day that we get every one of them back. Christ said, none of mine are lost. Yeah, so if they belong to Yahweh, they're going to come back walking up in here after enough stripes out there in that world. And I pray they do. And I pray that we all come together in that body. But what they don't know, Maya, is I am how I am because of y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am how I am because both Muhammad and yourself and Haz and Shalimar and Katham and Q, you understand? And all and Katham Gabar, because of how y'all were with me. That's what, like, I had an inkling of it, but I had to live it. And when I lived it, I found out it was amazing. And brother, and from there, all these great captains and officers, man, we have captains in here that was just amazing. I heard about this speech. You understand that the brother in Minnesota, I think it's Minnesota he was at. came down to Texas. What's his name? I'm sorry, man. Quadat Zion. You know what I'm saying? I got a renewed look at Quadat Zion. I'm looking up Quadat Zion tapes now. I'm a fan, God damn it. Because when I see the spirit of the Lord come on brothers to do what they doing, man, it just amazes me. Him, so many other captains, man. These captains is amazing. And officers under them, man, coming up strong. You understand? I'm going to raise up some captains. This is a good time to make this announcement. Any captain out there that got an officer under him that's 5,000 that you want to make a captain, you understand? Contact us. I don't know who should we have contact. Maybe contact Muhammad, if it's all right, Muhammad. And let's go and put the list together. No guarantees that man is going to get that captainhood, but if he passed the criteria that we're going to put together, I will raise him up at the Lord's Passover this year to give him a chance to do great works for the work of the Most High. So all you brothers out there, man, that want to get recognized, man, for your hard ass work. Some of you, it's just undeniable. But for the rest of you brothers, go on and get and you captains that you see their work, even if nobody else doesn't see it, make sure you get his name over to General Muhammad, you understand, so that General Muhammad can bring me this list and me generals going to sit down. I'm going to see if they pass that criteria. And if they pass that criteria, I'm going to give them that badge, man, to sit up on that rank. And for all the sisters as well, too. You sisters, you brothers that got sisters in these zones is doing amazing work. You make sure you get their names to me, because they're going to get commendations and recommendations this Passover. I mean, this Passover is about the greatness of what this nation has had. And we lost greatness, man. We lost some cats, man, in here that was showstoppers, but they had finished their course, man, and returned to Yahushua and did their job. The brotherhood is our goddamn weapon. You understand? Yeah. It's going to give us everything we damn need. So get that stuff to me. But yes, I'll be nothing without y'all great works, man. I'll be nothing without them 6 generals. SHALAM, oh my God. Back in the day, man, warring and building and fighting, all of y'all scrapping tooth and nail when we had nothing. I wore the same pair of tan camouflage pants for about 2 years back in the day, trying to maintain or pushing this truth. And you generals made sure that I didn't give up and show me brotherhood that taught me brotherhood. I say show me brotherhood. You taught me brotherhood that I plan to carry out to the last breath of my life. And every brother should do the same. And every captain should really learn to adopt that work that the Lord has passed down to us. They are the Goya. We are the chosen. And we should remember that, man. And we should remember how our king is the one that can carry us to where we got to go. This ain't hyperbole, and this ain't nothing I'm saying based on hype. This is truth and the real truth, and we to know it in our heart. Salakia, but the water, but Salakia on that. Damn right. Damn right. Give it up. Move, man. So you got it, Mashak?
Cancer. This is the part here where they talk about who's the
man. Y'all listen up close, fam. Listen closely to this thing here. Go ahead.
Is an understanding that the people of Israel today, now, if they end up getting attacked by all these places and they win that war and they take that land, then okay, that's a whole nother discussion. You and I started out. We started talking about something simple: Christian Zionism.
But it turns out it's not simple, because the core of Christian Zionism, you said, and I'm quoting you, is the understanding, the belief, the theological understanding that Jews have a moral and legal, we went through the legal, biblical, moral deriving from the biblical, from the promises in our Bible, which we share with the Jewish people, the first part of it, the Old Testament, that it derives from God's promise to the Jews. And so I have 2 questions. What are the borders of that? And who are those people in 2026? And you're not the first person I've asked, but you're the most reasonable, most gentle, most theologically informed person. So I'm really hoping for an answer. The first question was the borders. I can't get an answer. Yeah, those borders are. So I'm going to give up. But the second question is every bit as pressing, which is who are the people? Who are the modern? Yes, who are the descendants? So we know, and I believe, and I agree with you as a Christian, that God promised this land from modern day Iraq to modern day Egypt to this people, the Jews, to Abram's, actually not to Abram's descendants, as it says in Genesis 15.
How do you give your book the best?
Let me tell you something. The Lord have made Tucker Carlson your spokesperson to the ambassador of the state of Israel. Tucker Carlson came up against the ambassador of the state of Israel, brother, on your behalf to raise the question that you could never have raised in the ghetto, and that is, who are the real Jews? Come on, Mashak, hit me.
Descendants now, and how do we know who they are?
I think they're the Jews, and we know who they are because they've always been a Jewish people. There has been an unbroken line of Jewish people, and they've lived in this land for 3,800 years. Sometimes not very many of them, because they were chased out all over the world. They were hunted down. They were almost annihilated during the Holocaust. They came back. To this day, Tucker, they represent, you know how many Jews there are in the whole world?
Please,
No,
I understand. But first of all, the greatest genocide of Jews no one ever mentions was by the Romans, where they were literally banned from Jerusalem for 500 years.
Yeah, of course.
And it's all awful. And I'm opposed to all of that. I'm opposed to mass killing of anybody, period. I'm opposed to
hear
killing.
you say that.
I mean it.
Yeah.
And I hope
I believe that.
on that.
I believe that.
My question is, and it's not a bumper sticker answer, it's a sincere answer. How do we know? Because what you're saying is that certain people have a title to a highly contested region. They own it in some deep sense. So I think it's fair to ask, who are they and how do we know? So the current prime minister's ancestors weren't from here within recorded history. He has no deed. Bibi Netanyahu, on one side, his family's from Poland. They're from Eastern Europe. So how do we know that he has a connection to the people who God promised the land to, Abram's descendants? How do we know that?
Well, if you take the genealogies that come not only from the Old, but the New Testament, you see that there is a historical connection through the entirety of the Old and the New Testament that details the Jewish connection to this land.
Does that include Bibi's family? How do we know that if his family
they were
here,
scattered?
But how do we know it's the same people? Why is that crazy? If you say to me,
if they speak the same language, if they worship the same God, if they follow the same Bible, if they follow the same cultures and traditions, and they always pray next year in Jerusalem, and they pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and they pray facing toward Jerusalem, does that not give you a little bit of a clue as to who they are?
Let's go through those things, because I would like to have a rational. This is a conversation I've wanted. Bless you. Thank you for doing this.
Come on.
Let's go through those things.
Okay.
So one of the things I admire most about Israel is they resurrected a dead language in 1948. Good for them.
Well, they really didn't resurrect it. It was existent.
Okay, that's a compliment. I'm not slighting.
No. But it is the first time in all of human history that a language has survived through this length of time. It's. I would call it. You might not, but I would call it a miracle. One of many.
Okay,
that you can attribute to this.
I think it's wonderful as someone who loves language. Netanyahu's parents did not speak Hebrew. Okay. They didn't live in this region. Netanyahu, the founders of this country, were mostly secular. Some of them were avowed atheists. They were not praying for the peace of Jerusalem. They weren't praying at all because they didn't believe in God. There's no genealogy linking their families to the people of this land 3,000 years ago. They're not. So how do we know, since they didn't share a language, they didn't share a religion, they had no religion whatsoever, how do we know that they had a right to come here from Eastern Europe and
but they were scattered.
Take the land?
They were scattered to Eastern Europe. They were scattered all over the world. There were many in Ethiopia. They were in Russia. They were in Poland. They were throughout Asia. Jews were all over the place, but they were still Jews. But they were still Jews.
Okay, so then let me get to the nub of the question, since again, a lot is at stake. A lot of money is at stake. Land is very valuable. Israel has a lot of resources. By the way, if you're accused of a crime, you can hide here. That's a pretty good passport to have. It's a good thing, right? So who's entitled to it? I don't understand, and you're very discouraged in the United States from asking this question for some reason. It's a totally rational
I'm not
question.
discouraged.
No, you're not discouraging.
Yeah.
Others do. You're like the only person I can have this conversation with. Everyone will be like, shut up, Nazi. it's a foundational question. Are you speaking of an ethnic group or a religious group?
Well, I think you're looking at, for many people, it is religious. There are people who may not have a deep religious connection to Judaism, but they're still Jews.
Okay, so it's an ethnic category.
It is ethnic, but it is also religious. It is rooted in religion. You can't take it out of it. Now, that means
then how can an atheist?
Well, I will tell you this. There are some people who say, I'm Christian. They never go to church. They never pray. They never read their Bible. They don't tithe.
But they're not entitled to citizenship on the basis of that.
Well,
they're
but
not
I'm saying
entitled
that
to.
they still call themselves Christian, even though they identify in that way.
Here's the difference. You're saying that people who have this identification have a deed to a huge chunk of land on the Mediterranean. Okay, so that's
the sound of an American oil company.
Brother, oh my God, this is what you got to do to walk down an Edomite that's wily as this. Like, he got to walk. It's a walk. So you got to walk him into the trap, and that's exactly what this cat is doing now. He keeps bringing him back to the ethnicity of these people, which is, I mean, this is amazing that this famous Fox News, ex-Fox News host sits down with the ambassador to Israel, a highly religious governor, ex-governor, who was highly religious, who's totally far right, who's part of that whole cabal of, right-wing Christians who believe in Israel as the Holy Land, you understand, who supports a president who said the capital should be moved to Jerusalem. Like, this is the people that, this is the man that he's coming up against. And it is glorious to see him work this cat to the truth, to see him say what can't be said elsewhere. Go ahead, Moshak.
Salaki, General, if I could say something about the chime in, please.
Please.
Just over the years, so even with the Charlie Cook, listening to them talk, I have no doubt that they've been studying UPK battle videos.
Wow.
At least 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Talking points, what he mentions, the things he mentioned is exactly what we say. And this question here is a sum zero question. If he answers religion, he getting cut. If he answers ethnicity, he getting cut. This is straight off the podium at I.S.U.P.K. So I ain't gonna, that's my personal perspective on how these
amazing.
They're studying everything we say and taking it for themselves.
That's right.
You're right. And how we know, Mashak, because we the only ones with these talking points.
That's
right.
right.
We the only ones. You know what I'm saying?
God, you're right.
It's a right. You keep telling me it's a right. And so it's totally fair to say, if you come to my house and say, I've got the title to your house, I get to ask, may I see it? Where'd you get it? And that's exactly what happened here. People from Europe, Eastern Europe, came here, in a lot of cases, atheists, and kicked out a lot of people who lived here.
Land.
Well, but
they did not just throw people out.
They bought a lot of land. There's no question about that.
They did buy a lot of land.
But they also, in 1948, kicked out a lot of people.
In the war.
It was a war. I agree. Yeah. I don't want to relitigate the history. I'm just saying it's a fact.
Okay.
Including a lot of Christians. A lot of Christians wound up fleeing, and they lost their homes, and they've never been allowed back. And all of this was justified on the basis of this identity that is the ticket to the right that you keep referring to. So my question is very simple. I'm going to wait patiently for an answer. Does this right derive from religious affiliation or from genetics?
And I would say it's both. But I would also say that when you said the Christians were kicked out, Tucker, Christianity is growing in Israel.
Okay, but
and there is a big lie that goes out there. But no, let me finish this, because I keep hearing that Christians are really not treated well in Israel. That's a lie.
Well, there are lots of different. There are lots of different.
There were 34,000 Christians in Israel in 1948. There are 184,000 Christians here today.
And by Israel, what are you counting?
You're talking about the land?
What territory are you counting? I'm talking about Israel proper. Or are you counting
about Israel,
the West Bank as well, and Gaza? I mean, what do you, when you say Israel, those numbers apply to what landmass?
It would be in Israel proper.
Okay,
there are 184,000. Now, I'll tell you where Christians are not doing very well. They're not doing very well in the Muslim-controlled countries. There's almost no Christians in Qatar, for example, except those who live in the Christian ghetto, who are the service workers.
I'm sorry. Look, I don't want to argue with you. There are many more Christians in Qatar than there are in Israel.
That's not true.
It actually is true. And I refer you to Wikipedia, Mr. Ambassador.
Wikipedia.
I refer you to the government of Qatar, the government of Israel. These are knowable facts. Like I'm
in Jordan,
by the way,
numbers are down. In Syria, the numbers are down. In Lebanon, the numbers are down. I'm just telling you that
about twice as many Christians.
But they live in the enclave. They are not native Qataris.
Okay, we're mixing so many different categories here. I'm just saying I get things wrong all the time. You've just gotten something wrong.
You got it right.
There are many more Christians in Qatar than there
Go ahead, Salaki.
are in Israel. Fact.
How many?
Now you caught me. I don't know. I can look at my phone, but I was just there, and there are many more. Like whatever. But I just want to get to the point that forms the basis of this whole conversation, which is who has a right to the land.
Yeah.
And you said it's a mixture of religion and ethnicity, because as I noted, and you agree, many of the founders, maybe the majority of the founders of modern Israel, did not believe.
I know you're saying to yourself.
Listen, he's trying to fight tooth and nail for Tucker Carlson to not get to that good point. Go ahead, Salaki.
So they were not religious Jews. They weren't religious at all. They were atheists. They said they were atheists. I believe them. So that suggests it's ethnic. But it's also true, as you well know, because there's a famous court case about this, that ethnic Jews who convert to Christianity do not have the right of return. That was settled by the Israeli Supreme Court. I'm very confused. So that would suggest it's not ethnicity, because you invalidate your Jewishness by converting to Christianity.
There are a number of Messianic Jews who live in Israel.
Okay.
Who are here.
I'm aware of
It's
I'm
a
aware of that
significant number.
But you're not contesting what I'm saying, because it's a very famous court case.
The right of return has to do with your mother, your grandmother. It has to do with family ties.
It's ethnic.
There's a lot of, sure, ethnicity is a big part of the right of return.
Great.
To make aliyah,
then
to come to Israel, to live here.
Then if both of your parents are Jewish and you have an ethnic right to the land, you are one of Abram's descendants, but you convert to Christianity, how is it you don't have the right to return? I'm totally confused.
But I know a number of people who have returned as Christians, but have Jewish history.
Are you
Jewish
saying that Jews who convert to Christianity have a right, a legal right to return? Because I
know that they do. Whether, when you say, do they have a right to return? Do they prove?
It's a legal category, as in any government.
Which is by their family history, their grandmother, their mother, and there are many aspects of that.
I've read it. I think,
but I know that these are people who are Christian, and they came here, made aliyah. They had Jewish blood, Jewish history. They were Christian, Messianic, but they came here, and they were welcomed here.
And they were given full legal rights.
Absolutely.
And a passport.
Yeah.
So clearly, it's not true that you invalidate your right of return by converting to Christianity. That's just false.
I'm not aware of that. I know that there are a number of Christians here. I go to church with Christians every week here.
Of course.
And
but do you have a right to come and say, I am an ethnic Jew, even though I practice Christianity, therefore I have every bit as much right to move into a settlement in the West Bank or into East Jerusalem or anywhere I want, Galilee, anywhere, because I'm returning to the land of my forefathers. I have a legal right in the state of Israel, even though I've converted to Christianity. You're saying that's true?
I'm saying I know people have done it. Now, can I tell you what the law specifically is? I'm not sure.
Well, it's really
I'm a Christian. I don't have any Jewish roots, so therefore I cannot quote you the law. If you want me.
Salaki, General. So from here, for the next few minutes, Huckabee just kind of spin him off the whole thing. And then they go into if they should do the genetic testing within the next, 3 or 4 minutes of the clip. They say,
okay, do you have the part, Mashak, by any chance, where he said where he goes into how the Palestinians genetically are tied to the land?
I think that's 3 or 4 minutes. I could say ahead for it.
If you could jump to that last part, we're gonna wrap this up after that. We well into the bottom of the half. But I would like everybody to hear that part where he says that they do not have, they've been tested and they do not have any connection to the land. They said the Palestinians have more connection to the land because ethnically, genetically, they're closer to the people that belong in the land, which also shows you that they know who we are, that they've already searched the land and dug up the bodies and saw the genes and saw whose land it really belongs to. They just don't really want to say that it's us yet, but the Lord is going to eventually force it on them. But if you could give me that little part, Meshach, if possible, I would love to just put that part in the end.
Come on, Council.
If you could do. We'll give it a shot.
That was taken from Jordan in 1967. You call it Judea and Samaria. There's a significance to that I don't fully understand. I'm not against it. I don't really know what it is.
This is not in it. Are you saying it's in the middle of this? Well, listen, let's leave it alone. Let's leave unless you think you can get that part.
Let me scan through it off the air. But it's from here he goes into the genetics part of it, and I think that's where he brings up Palestine.
I think we ran it for long enough. Everybody can go and check it out. Check out Soccer War or Sock G on Facebook, and he's got the whole tape right up on his site. You could see everything that they were saying, and you could watch him walk this Edomite down to putting his foot in his mouth and being able to say, "I just don't understand what you're asking me or what you're talking about," because the Edomite got stuck when it came down to they don't have any connection to the land because they tested their genes and it was totally different. So, but I wanted y'all to get as much of it as you can. Like the Most High is forcing it out. We are in great times. And just like Christ says, see that you be not troubled. See that you keep your head on right and we keep the brotherhood together. You captains, man, take care of the flock. Give me the scripture where the Lord said, take the oversight. You know the one I'm talking about. Where he said to take the oversight of the flock. Every captain should get his head on that now. These men that's under your command, their families, their children, the state of the school, the work of the Lord, all of this is your responsibility, and each and every one of you have to step in and get to work. And those of you that have been watching us for years and now realize that we've been saying the truth, you lace up your boots, man, and get ready to be a part of helping fix your people. You're going to feed millions and millions of black people because they're going to need it. You're going to clothe millions and millions of black people, including their children, Latinos and Native Indians. You're getting ready to do that because they're going to need it and nobody else will. You're going to have to have a capacity of love for these people that totally surpasses your own love for yourself. You're going to have a spirit of preference of the survival of God's chosen people over the survival of yourself. You're going to have to wake up hurt and saddened by the fact that Christ's chosen inheritance does not have what it needs to survive. And you are going to step into the void and make it your burden to have to get them what it is they need to make it through this last part of the childbirth that they are going through. Because this childbirth is going to result in a son. And that son is going to rule the galaxy. And these maniacs, these adrenaline blood drinking maniacs are going to finally be where the scripture said that they be, that they did not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities anymore. That is going to be the result of the birth of this son. But in the meantime, you understand, the patient needs towels, the patient needs compresses, the patient needs pillows to be comfortable, the patient needs all of this so that she can have the birth that she is about to have. And that patient is you, black people. That patient is you, my Latino brothers. That patient is you, North American and South American Native Indians, First Nation. I'm going to start calling y'all by what you like to be called, First Nations people. That is you. You are those people, man. And it's time now to get you what you need because the birth is coming. This is the end. Hey, man, I hope you had a good time tonight because I sure as hell did. I want to thank the heavy hitters up in the building with me. General Muhammad, give it up. General Monica Allah, give it up. Yo, man. Big shout out to Captain Meshach Mayan for joining us up in here tonight. Big shout out to him. Give it up for him. And of course, Give it up for Marah and his awesome team. Marah, Yediah, give me the other two names, y'all.
Ibad Hayah and Matham
Ibad Hayah, my man. Ibad Hayah and Matham Yah holding us down. You understand? Trying to do this thing, man, and keep this thing going. Lace up your boots, man, brothers and sisters, man. And let's get ourselves together, man. Let's get our nation together, man. Thanks for joining me. We do it up live every Monday night. I'll be back on Wednesday giving Mashak hell on the second half. Wednesday, 9 o'clock. We'll be up in there doing it again, man. If y'all want to come in and join us, please come in and join us, man. And be a part of everything that we're doing, man. Y'all has been sending me tapes and different stuff on Messenger, man. Keep them joints coming, man. I watch every one of them if I can. And some of them I pass on and share. And some of them I try to publish or publish on my Facebook channel. And some of them they turn into stories. We go in and bring them out right here, man. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to everybody that's been helping us, man. Big shout out to Halbar, man, with the stories as well in the background. So instrumental coming up on Wednesday, man. And everybody else, man, that's been helping us on this mission with the Black Watch and for the greater mission, which is the nation of Israel, which is all camps, man, all across this country, all across the world. Y'all have been doing an amazing job. We have a network, man, that's growing and sharpening and looking great. And we got to keep pushing forward because once again, survival is about to get really real when it comes to our people because of what it is that they're going to do. You know what I mean? But let's watch it all go down before our eyes so that we can inherit the kingdom of heaven, man. Stay morally right. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't break your own moral code because you start to harm yourself, man. Lay up all folly ground. You getting high. You beating your woman. Whatever it is that you're doing that you know good and goddamn well you shouldn't be doing, man. You face the east, pray to the Lord, and give that thing up, man. I'm Commander General YAHANNA, man, of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And tonight, I'm a proud motherfucker for what I've seen and experienced in this work of the Lord, man. I'll see y'all next time live on the U.P.K, fam. Shalom.
I.S.U.P.K presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
That's I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.